Is this for YouTube? And which one is this? Facebook. All right, do Facebook on the phone. Do Facebook on the phone. Hi guys, how are you? Hi guys. Trying to wait till everyone chime in. Guys, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Go ahead and let me get this out of the way. Share this video, please, please, please. Just trying to get stuff set up, guys. But you could go ahead and mingle amongst each other. But please, no spam words, you guys. How are you guys? How is everyone doing? Facebook on the That's hi baby, how you doing? How are you? Is that Breezy? I think that says Breezy. How are you? You going on Facebook? Hi guys, I'm sorry, we're trying to get set up. I'm trying to set up Facebook Live. You want already? I'm okay. How are you guys? Y'all bear with me, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. We getting it together. Guys, as you're mingling, please remember, no spam words, guys, please. Sorry, come do this over here, please. The live over here. Pull it up on here, please. Guys, again, I'm just waiting for the other people to join in on the other lives. There are some people that don't know how to join in on YouTube, so I'm just waiting. Guys, go ahead. Yes, Sandy Jones. Yes, you can. Sandy Journals. I'm sorry, not Jones. Journal. Yes. Hi, Sam Hines. Welcome. Breezy, how are you? Thank you, Sam. Hi, Joseph. How are you? Carter's Eats. How are you? Welcome to the live. Guys, it's going to be something different tonight, but it's something that needs to be said. So again, please bear with me as we pull up the other live that the people are trying to chime in through Facebook. But again, guys, go ahead and share. Like the video, please. I don't think this is getting enough internet. Guys, please share the video. This is a message that needs to be heard on tonight. We're going to play a different game, guys. We getting together, y'all. We getting together. So I'm trying to pull up the live. I'm trying to pull up the live now. Can you guys hear me? On YouTube, please give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. I'm on live now. Can y'all hear me? Okay, I see a thumbs up from Breezy. Y'all go ahead and go back on YouTube. It's not letting me log on into Facebook. Okay, tell her to go ahead. I'm sorry, y'all. Please be patient. I am sorry. I apologize. I know y'all saying I should have got it together first. But I do believe the people that are going to be in this video on tonight in this live are the ones that are meant to hear this. Guys, I see 6 people in the chat, 7 people in the chat as of now. Please go ahead and thumbs up the video, please, and share it, please. And what is it, Facebook? Okay. So Instagram is the one that's not pulling up. Go ahead and pull back up Instagram, please. Thanks, guys. I see someone else that just chimed in. How are you guys? How is everybody doing? Hey guys, we're just going, letting everyone, let me see. Let's eat. Guys, as we get everything situated. Hi, lovely. What is that? Samira, how are you, honey? I think I'm saying your name correctly. Hi, Betty. How are you? Hi, Miss Betty. Hi, how are you? Everybody say hi to Miss Betty, y'all. Hi, Miss Betty. What's that other mama, y'all? Hi, baby. Hi, Ida. I'm just waiting till everybody chime in. Miss Betty, we got everybody on YouTube saying hi to you. Hi, lovely. Again, guys, as everybody come in, go ahead and share this live, please. Please give it a thumbs up. If you have loved ones, if you have children, if you have friends, sisters, even brothers, you are going to want to hear this message, guys. Go ahead and share the video, guys. Ida, can you please share this video, please, as people chime in? I see Shanina. Hi, sweetheart. How are you? You got the thing up on there, please? I'm sorry, y'all. Please be patient with me, please. I'm trying to get everything set up still. Okay, we have Instagram set up as well. We have YouTube and we have Facebook Live set up. And I see Monique joined. Hi, Monique. How are you? Hi, honey. Guys, again, with YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, please go ahead and share this video. Please, please, please. Hi, Johnny. How are you? Take King. How are you, honey? I see Ruben joined. Again, please go ahead and thumbs this video up and share it. I need like just a couple of more people in this live so I can go ahead and start off with what's about to take place. I thank you all, guys, for the support and the love. Go ahead and mingle. Again, I'm going to keep saying, please go ahead and share. I'm good, Johnny. How are you? How is everything going? Please, guys, share this live. I'm glad because y'all got me in good spirits as of now. I'm glad to see you guys chiming in. I'm glad you Guys are talking and mingling together. Jamie or my sister, if one of you guys are in this chat, please say something. Give me like a thumbs up so I can see. Who? Okay. Okay, guys, can I see a thumbs up, please, if you shared the live, please? So I could go ahead and start. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you for sharing it. You see? Thank you, sister, for sharing it. Thank you, Auntie Jamie, for sharing it. Carter's East. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I see Cedric. Hi, Cedric. How are you? I see Taz Blossom. How are you? Thanks for chiming in, guys. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up and share the video. Yes. Thanks, Breezy. Thanks, Sheena. I think I'm saying it right. I can't see. Nope. Okay, guys. I want to go ahead. Look. Guys, this is something different for me. Like I said, if you were on my live last night, everything was all fun and games. We played and we did a whole lot of stuff. But tonight, I was literally starting up a game. I was starting to do another giveaway. As you guys know, I am a YouTuber. You know, I had something that I was going to do that we was going to laugh and kick it and everything else. And I got stopped in my tracks. The Lord said no. And just the reason why I'm doing this live. Like I said, please, if you have family members, that have children, please, please, please share this live, please. People who know me know when the Lord is saying something, I already don't want to do it. I already don't want to say it, but I'm going to do it because I have to be obedient. This is something that the Lord has been telling me to do since Christmas Eve morning. And I have been repenting ever since because I have not done it. And everything up until now, guys, has been leading to like this. I've been having confirmation after confirmation. The Lord is constantly telling me, do it now. I woke up this Christmas morning and he told me something and he said, now is the time. His exact words was, now is the time. I went onto my friend's page and this was it. I don't even know when she posted this, but I want to share this with every live that I'm on. I want to share the picture and I'm going to read it to you guys. So if you on, I want you guys to see this. I'm going to give you a chance to see this and soak this in. Sorry, come pull this up to YouTube. I'm going to read it to you, but I really want you to see it. Hi, cousin. How are you? Hi, Minka. That's my baby, y'all. My little oatmeal cream pie. Hi, baby. Just let it sit there for a minute. I'm nervous, guys. Y'all please forgive me. I'm nervous. I'm trying not to cry, and I don't want to get emotional. I just want to get this message out there. And I just want to read this. If you see this, when you see this, on a hand, it's a little girl, and the hand is covering the little girl's mouth. And on the finger, it says, I know you can't speak. And the title is saying, it says, stop leaving your daughters with with your boyfriends that you barely know. Stop letting every family member keep your kids because it's free. Child molestation, rape, kidnapping, abuse, etc. is real. That's a wound that'll never heal. I miss you too, cousin. Hi, baby. I just want to show y'all this one more time because I do want y'all to see this. And listen, guys. I went on YouTube earlier. Like I say, everybody was everywhere I looked, I had confirmation. Everywhere I looked, and this is something my kids are in here helping me with these videos, and none of them know what I'm about to talk about. None of them. But what I am talking about is living as a victim of molestation. This is something that I have held in for years. I have probably like a couple of people that know at least one of the stories that transpire. And like I say, the people that are in this live, the people that are watching this live and watching this video, even when this live is over, I know this is ordained. Everyone that's in this live is going to be able to hear it. They need to hear this. They're here for a reason. And especially one person, but I'm not going to call out any names. But again, I thank you again, guys, as I'm talking, please share this because people really needs to hear this. Guys, and I'm not doing this to bash anybody. I'm not doing this to, talk about nobody, to expose nobody. I'm telling you a part of my story, a part of my truth, and what happened to me. And I know the Lord is telling me to share this because there are people out there that's going through the same thing that I have went through and that I'm going through right now. I am 39 years old, guys. The first time I was touched, I was a child. I was a kid, not even in school, but I can remember. Guys, and like this text said, it said, stop leaving your children home with family members as well, just because it's free. The first time I was ever touched or made to touch somebody was by a family member. And this is a story that I've never told anyone. No one knows this particular story. But again, it's happened so many times consecutively. It's so many stories, but I'm just going to tell a couple of them. Yeah, the first time it was by a family member. It was a girl. Had me and someone else doing something to her at a young age. I didn't understand. I knew it was wrong, but I didn't say anything. I didn't tell anyone. I'm sorry, y'all. I just don't want to cry, and I'm trying to keep it together. Hi, everyone. The second time I was touched, I'm gonna say one of the times. My stepfather, before he passed away, he had a lot of friends in the world that he was in, and a lot of his friends were male. And they would come around, and guys, I'm just telling you to be careful of, around your children, your little sisters, your brothers, and I can't even say there's a sign. I can't even say look out for the sign. Sometimes you do have a sign because it doesn't only happen to children. I've been touched and molested all the way up until a teenager. And again, guys, I am shaking. I'm nervous. I've cried so much because I didn't want to do this video. I didn't want to let anyone know what was going on with me. I wanted to live in silence with what had transpired. This is something that has haunted me for so long. This is something that I've been dealing with, and it's a tough thing, and it's something that, like this picture say, you'll almost never get over it. The only reason that I'm here now is because of the strength of God. That's why I'm here able to speak on this and say what I'm about to say. And as I was a kid growing up, I had my stepfather friends that'll come in and they'll say, well, JC, your daughter's beautiful. And he will always say, don't play with me because I'll kill you. Don't play with me about my child. And because things started happening, I knew the type of man that he was. And when he told me, like, Skinny, if these men ever touch you or they ever say something to you out the way, let me know. I didn't want my stepfather to go to jail. I didn't want to go to prison for killing nobody. So guess what? I kept my mouth closed. And one of his friends was like, let me take her to the store. Let me go ahead and buy her a couple of snacks and this and that. And this grown man took me to the store, and he took me in a dark alley by the store. And again, I couldn't say nothing. I was a kid. I was scared. You have some of them that'll get in your head and be like, don't tell nobody, it's okay, or you had something to do with it. They'll tell you all type of stuff. And what he did was he started touching my breast I didn't even have yet. He started touching my breast. He kept saying, I want to teach you how to kiss. So he would grab me. He grabbed me and he started kissing me. And he started sticking his tongue in my mouth. And as a child, like I say, what do you do when you have a grown man sitting there holding you, kissing on you, sticking their tongue in your mouth? You don't know what to do. You don't know who to tell. At this point, you're scared. You're horrified. You don't know what to say. All you can do is just either buck up against it or sit there and allow it to happen and just pray that. And again, I was a child. I didn't know how to pray. My mom didn't take us to church. You don't know what to say. You don't know what to do. You're confused at this point. You're hurt. You're scared. You're feeling alone. And after this happened, he'll come back the next day and he'll get me like when it was dark, and he'll pull me to the side. And my stepdaddy, I don't know, I think he had suspicions, and he would always ask me, Skinny, are you okay? Did anyone ever touch you? And I would say, no, Jesse, I'm okay. And like I said, I don't think there was a sign. The fear was there, but there was not a sign because I didn't tell him. I tried to act as normal as possible because this grown man, this grown pedophile who was lurking every day, coming to our house, constantly want to take me to the store, constantly want to pull me behind, the back of our building where we were staying at, and constantly just want to touch on me and just want to kiss me. And I'm sorry, it's like I'm reliving this all over again. Like I said, this is something I have never told anyone. And it's like I actually feel this man's tongue in my mouth as I'm sitting here speaking this. Listen, as he did what he was going to do, every time he came to my house, he was doing it consecutively every day. He was doing it. Then he started trying to stick his hand down my pants. He started trying to touch me. And yes, I would tell him to stop. Yes, I would tell him no. Yes, I would tell him I was scared. I didn't want this to happen. But again, I was a kid. I was a stick. And this was a grown man, a fully grown man. And I don't know if he said something to his friends. And he know that I never said anything to my stepfather because my stepfather never did anything. So he kept coming around. And he had another friend that came. And he started doing the same thing. And I don't know if it was like this thing that they had going on. But guys, when I tell you I was frightened, I was so scared. And at the time, like I say, this is not to bash anyone. I grew up in a home to where drugs was a big part of our life. Drugs was a part of my mom's life. My mom was on drugs for many, many years. She was an alcoholic before she passed away. And this played a big part in our life. And this played a big part in the hurt, in the pain, in the rejection and stuff that was going on. Because, like I said, I'm not doing this to bash nobody. I'm doing this to tell my story. I'm doing this to get this out here because this is what the Lord keeps telling me to do. And I have to be obedient because I don't want to keep getting whipped with stripes. Like I said, the Lord has told me to do this Christmas Eve, as soon as I woke up, he said, now was the time. I immediately cried because this is something I didn't want to do. I didn't want to tell anyone this. This is something that I wanted to keep to myself. But yeah, and he was telling me to do it because this was a time in the holidays where families was coming in, friends was coming around, people's children, and just things was going on, and parents needed to hear this, and people need to hear this. And like I said, I am truly, truly sorry that I didn't say anything when it was time. All I could do was pray. I had to keep telling the Lord that I was so scared. I was fearful. I didn't want anyone to see me as a victim. I didn't want anyone to know what was going on because I wanted to take this to my grave, guys. I didn't want to say anything. So when he told me this was to protect the kids that was around these pedophiles, these family members, sisters and brothers, and guys, it does happen. You have brothers that's touching these kids, their sisters, and brothers touching brothers, sisters touching sisters. Guys, this stuff is real. And sometimes there is not a sign. We think that us parents, yeah, we know, we think sisters, being big sisters and brothers, aunties and uncles, we know there is a sign, or they're going to be, they're going to cry out, or they're going to be balled up in a corner somewhere. It doesn't happen like that, guys. I promise you, it does not happen like that. Sometimes there is not a sign. There is not a sign of people being molested and raped, and it's not. So what you can do is continue to pray for your kids, continue to pray for your loved ones, and watch them. And one of the next times, I'm just skipping ahead, but my uncle, it was a boyfriend of my aunt. And again, guys, my mom was on heavy drugs back then. My mom was on Wild Irish Rose. Everybody that knows my mom knows what she did. And growing up in the projects, most of the time that was common for the family members, parents to be on drugs, aunties, uncles being on drugs. It was common. It was a known thing. It was a normal to us. And my mom had 7 kids, and yes, I was a child of abuse. Not to get into all that, but me and my mom never had a relationship. I was abused as a young child, so that alone just pushed me back into a box to where I couldn't go to my mom. I couldn't tell my mom, Mama, this guy's touching me. Mom, this guy keep coming around here every day, and he's sticking his tongue in my mouth. He's feeling on me. He's touched. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because I had no one I could go and talk to. I didn't, even though my mom was in the next room, I had no one that I could go turn to. But like I said, my aunt had a boyfriend. And again, they didn't know, guys, because if they would have known, I know something would have done, whether it was drugs involved or not. I know something would have been done. But I just remember this guy, my uncle. He was another one that used to touch me and try to have sex with me all the time. And again, guys, I was young. My mom was in the room with my stepfather getting high. Oh, but at first she was downstairs cooking. I'm sorry. My mom, and again, this is not to bash my mom. This is not to make her look bad in any type of way. This is my story. This is my truth. She was downstairs cooking. And I know she had been drinking, because every time she drank, she fussed at us. She cussed us out and all type of stuff. So I kind of like tried to stay out her way. But when she finished, she was in the room with my stepfather. And they was getting high. And the reason, every time they went in the room and closed the door, we automatically knew what was going on. We used to hear the overdose, and and that was the same day, one of the days that she overdosed, and all I could hear is my stepfather just telling her, Kathy, get up. Come on, man, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. We would hear this all the time. So she would be in there overdosing and getting high and all type of stuff. And not knowing that I am 5 feet away from her being molested by a grown pedophile, a grown man that was supposed to be my uncle, that was supposed to be a protector. And yeah, he wasn't uncle by blood, but he was uncle by association and relationship. Guys, like I said, I'm not calling out any names, and I don't know if this person remembers, but it was me and another one of my family members. He had the both of us in the room. And he would take turns. He had one of us on top of him and one on the side of him. And what he would do was, he was, you know, I don't want to get too much into details, but he would put us on top of him as if we were riding him, as if we were, you know, just having sex with him. And 5 feet away, guys, my mom was in the next room. My stepfather was in the next room and didn't know. It's real, guys. I'm telling you, it's real. And this man proceeded to do this. If I went to another family member's house, this man did this constantly. He constantly tried to have sex with me. He constantly was trying to penetrate me, and it would never, you know, go in. And I just would get up and I would just go in the bathroom and I would cry and I would stay in there for hours. And I just remember falling asleep in the bathroom on the floor because I didn't want this man to rape me. I didn't want my uncle to do what he was trying to do. And he would sit there for hours and he would knock and he would bang on the door while everybody was asleep because he was trying to get in. He just kept saying, you know, let me in. And like I said, this was, again, my uncle. Guys, it's real. You never know. Please stop leaving your children home with these guys, with these people. Talk to your kids, guys. And like I said, this thing happened for years. It was another time when I was a teenager. My mom left the house. This was probably her first job that I've ever known about. I was in my early teens. And we had a close family friend. Stayed really close by us. And this man, he used to try to talk to me. He was grown. This man knew that where we stayed in the projects, our door did not lock at all. It didn't lock, and he knew this. This guy came in the house, and I was in my sister's room, and all I could say was, what are you doing? What are you doing in here? And the more I told him to get out and leave me alone, the more he proceeded to do what he was going to do. Guys, again, this was a friend that came to our house every single day. Every single day. This man came to our house. Actually, he was a baby daddy of one of my friends. He came to our house every day. He played cards. He spoke to my brother. It was like he was almost a family member to us. And again, he came in and this man grabbed me. And as I was telling him to stop, what this did was, because I was molested and touched at a young age, this took me back into a child mode. And all I could do was cry and try to push this guy off of me. That's all I could do. And he managed to pull my pants down. This guy managed to pull my pants down. And he proceeded to rape me. All I could do again was cry. That's all I could do was cry. And again, I was really skinny. I knew how to fight. I knew how to, scream and yell. The only thing in my mind just kept saying was yell, scream and yell. But every time it's like I opened my mouth, nothing would come out because all I kept saying was, I don't believe this keep happening to me. How does this keep happening to me? I'm a teenager. This has been going on with me for years. How does this keep happening to me? So what I kept doing as he was going on was just like, I had to put myself in a place of numbness to where I felt like I couldn't, feel anything. But again, this is real. You knew this was happening. And this guy proceeded, like I said, he did what he was going to do. And I don't care how much I pushed him off. I don't care how much I cried. I don't care how much I begged this man to stop. He wouldn't. Look, again, he did what he did. He put his hands up and I laid there. This guy didn't care because I was crying. He didn't care because he stayed in the same vicinity as me. He didn't care that, anyone could walk in at any time. He already knew because he knew the schedule of everybody in my house. Like I said, he knew what was going on. So he knew when to come in and do what he was going to do and leave. Guys, and again, I couldn't say anything because it took me back into a childhood state. Even though I was a teenager, a young teenager, I was still scared. I still went back into that child mode to when I first got touched. And then the second time I got touched again, and the fifth time, and the seventh time I got touched again. And what do you do? What do you do at this point? Fast forward to the next day. Guys, and at this time, you had to know I was so suicidal, guys. I wanted to kill myself. I just wanted to die. That's all I wanted to do. Nothing else mattered. I just wanted to leave the face of this earth. I promise you, I begged God to kill me. I begged God to just, I don't know. The next day, this guy came in our house again. He came in our house again. And this time, what I did was because I knew, because I was already scared, and I was once my mom, I knew something probably was going to happen. So we had this big thing in our front room, and I knew our front door didn't lock. So what I did was push this big heavy thing in the front of my door because I didn't want him to come in. Guys, all I know is I went in my mom's room and I locked the door. And if you stayed in the projects, all you had to do was put in a butter knife and unlock the door. And this second day, I was in my mom's room sleep in the morning. This same guy, the same exact guy came. And this time, I did try to fight him off. I did. And again, it put me right back into that state. I don't care how much I cried. I don't care how much I yelled. I don't care how much I told him to stop. This guy continued to do what he was going to do. He laughed. He smiled in my face. He told me, he had the nerve to tell me how good it was and how he was the best. And I'm sorry to go into details, guys, but this is how perverted these men are. This is how perverted these people are. This man continued to tell me how much he loved me, how much he was in love with me. And guys, it's not like we had a relationship. We didn't, guys, and this was my friend's baby's father. This was a friend of the family, someone who came and sat and broke bread with us, ate at our house, joked with my mom. As I promise you, I don't know who needed to hear this, but I know this is what the Lord was telling me to speak now, to get this stuff out there. Guys, please talk to your children. I don't care if you are a parent, if you are on drugs, if you drink, I don't care what you do. There are no signs at times. I don't care. I used to try to go to my mom. I used to try to hug up on her, and I tried to cling to her. But because we did not get along, all she did was push me away. So like I said, I never had anyone I could go talk to. I All I could do was just sit somewhere and cry and stay cooped up in my room because I was afraid of the next person. I was afraid of the next man. And even as I got older and I got married, when my husband used to touch me when we were married at first, and I started willingly having sex, it was so creepy to me because it'll take me back into that mindset to where this man, this man or this man or this one or this woman that done did this to me, that done did that to me. Like, as when I tell you, this is so hard for me to do. This is so hard for me to say, because like I said, this was something that I tried to take to my grave. I wanted to take this to my grave, but the Lord kept telling me, no, someone needs to hear this. Someone needs to be delivered with what they're going through. And I promise you guys, I pray that this is reaching somebody. I pray that somebody hears this and go full speed ahead, guys. Talk to your kids. Talk to your little sisters and brothers, because like I say, the signs are not there anymore. We wonder why you have all this, a lot of these young people that's killing themselves, that's going off the deep end, that's doing all this. Listen, I know a lot of people that have all these men that's in and out their houses with all these young girls and all these young babies. Guys, this stuff is real. Please. Guys, this is a wound that feels like it'll never heal. This is a wound that, this is something that it feels like you'll never get over, because you will relive this over and over. This is something that I relive almost every day of my life, and this is something that I can't get back. My innocence, I will never get that back. I can never go back in time and say, listen, this is why I am a parent first before anything. This is why I go so hard for my kids. I go so hard with my kids, and I have a close relationship because I have to talk to them. I have to ask them, guys, like, there was so much that I'm missing out, but I just wanted to get this across. And I'm constantly talking to my girls. Did anybody touch you? Did anybody? Guys, I don't allow my kids to go to nobody's house to spend the night. And I'm not telling you guys to live in fear. I'm not telling you guys to keep your children up under your arm and in your pockets, but keep them up under your arms and in your pockets, because you never know. You never know. That little child that, is being touched, most of them, they don't know how to tell you, and most of the time, some parents don't listen. They'll kick you off, and they'll be like, okay, yeah, I actually know someone that happened to, guys. And as like I say, stay connected with your children. Continue to talk to your children, even as at an older age. There was other stories, there was other times, but I don't want to get into that. I just wanted to share this part and open up to you guys and let you know, because I am a strong believer that whatever you intend to do or whatever you put out there is going to come back. if your intentions is to go out there and, I don't even want to say that part. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking around because I have my girls in here. This is the first time they're hearing this story, and like I say, this is something that I haven't I haven't said to anyone. So if you guys are watching, if you guys are, you know, looking, please talk to your nieces, please talk to your nephews, because it does happen to boys as well. You know, I had another close friend that she was a victim of molestation, and she got impregnated by her father, and she worked with me, but this lady didn't tell me anything. I just know that the Lord was telling me it was something going on with her. And the stuff that the Lord was showing me, like I said, you never know who you will meet. You never know who you'll come across. And this is my story, guys. I'm just being obedient. And when I spoke to this lady, I went to start telling her certain things, what the Lord was telling me, and telling me about somebody being touched and molested. And this lady, and she was older, she was 40 something years old, and she couldn't do nothing but boo-hoo cry. This lady hugged me and she bawled. She cried so hard, and all she could do was say, I don't know, like the Lord showed me her child being touched. The Lord showed me her child being molested. And as I proceeded to tell her, she couldn't do nothing but cry. And she say, oh my God, she say, I've never told anyone this. She say, my father molested me and he was raping me for years. And my oldest child is by my father. She said she couldn't tell anyone, but when she eventually told her mom, the mom did nothing, because the mom was like, okay, whatever happens in this family stays in this family, because we want to keep stuff hush hush. We want to keep everything on the wraps. We want to make it look like everything is okay, but it's not. It's not. While us grown people are trying to cover our name and protect ourselves and protect our images, our children are hurting. Our loved ones are hurting. And like I said, like I was being molested in the next room while my mom is getting high. My mom is overdosing. I'm literally hearing my mom overdose. Hearing my stepfather slap my mom and hit my mom, screaming at her, telling her to wake up. And I'm in a freaking room getting molested by my supposed to be uncle. Like, I'm not understanding. And when you do find out, you want to sweep it under the rug. I'm not understanding. Just for someone to say, yeah, this, just to cover up stuff and to say, yeah, nothing ever happened. We have this perfect family. We live in this perfect world, in this perfect bubble. Listen, this stuff is real. When this lady sat here and cried in my arms at the job, we were at work. She cried in my arms. And as I began to prophesy to her and tell her what the Lord was showing me, she said as her father molested her year after year after year, she turned around, and a child that was brought up by the grandfather and was the father, he grew up, and she had 2 more children up under her. And she proceeded to start to tell me something, and I cut her off. I said, you don't even have to finish, because I'm going to continue to tell you what the Lord is showing me. And the Lord was showing me that her oldest son, that she was molested, that she had from a molestation, and she was a victim from her father. He was now the molester. He was molesting his own little brother. Guys, these spirits are real. They are infiltrating. They go through, you know, I don't know how to say it, but this little boy was born from being molested, and now he has become the molester. So like I say, when they say these spirits are real and these stuff are transferable, they're transferable. She caught her son having sex with his little brother. And she didn't have to tell me that. Everything I sat there and told this lady that the Lord was telling me, and the Lord was showing me, she couldn't do nothing but cry. She told me how suicidal she was. She told me how she wanted to kill her oldest child. She told me all of this stuff. And there was just a moment, like I say, guys, when it's time to be obedient, it's time to be obedient. And I just had to open my mouth because I was floored. When I tell you I was floored, and we cried in the back of that job together. She told me that when her youngest son came and was telling her that mom such and such keeps touching me, for her to walk in, can you imagine walking in the room and seeing your oldest child molesting your oldest son, having sex with the younger brother? And because she wanted to keep this a hush hush, this lady said nothing. She cried, and she said she kind of like fought him off and did whatever, and she left his son. So now you're at the point to, what do I do? Both of these are my sons. I don't want to put him out. I don't want to put him on blast. I don't want to send him to jail. But now I got my other son as a victim. I was a victim. He was he came about as me being a victim. So what do I do now? So because she allowed her oldest son to stay there, she had a younger daughter, and now this older son has now started molesting the younger daughter. Guys, I can't make this up. I promise you, I cannot make this up. And if this lady had told me, I probably wouldn't have believed it. If the Lord hadn't showed me this stuff and she hadn't confirmed it, I would not have believed it. Do you understand me? This is some stuff that you feel like this is on TV. This happens. You know, this don't happen in real life. It happens. I promise you guys, this stuff happens. Talk to your children. I don't care if they're 14, if they're 3, if they're 17. Like I say, the first time I was touched, it was by a family member, a woman, a family member that had me and someone else. So at the age of, I don't even know how old I was, but I know I wasn't in school. I had my first threesome. My first threesome. And it's sad. It was unwilling. It was, I don't know. I just don't know. Like I say, guys, listen, please. I promise myself, because I've cried so much and I struggled so much, before I made this video, and I cried and I cried. And I was like, listen, when I get on this live, I don't want to cry. I don't want to shed a tear. I just want to deliver this message just as the Lord is telling me to, so someone else can hear this, someone else can get broken. Listen, if you are someone that have been molested, I don't care if you're 30 now, I don't care if you're 20, if you're 33. Listen, if you have been touched in any type of way, if you have been molested, if you have been wronged in any kind of way, take this stuff to God and leave this stuff where it's at. Because what this does, this will cause you to carry this into your next relationship and your next relationship. And you will go on and go forth for the rest of your life being a victim. You will be a victim of all these circumstances that you had no control over. You will start blaming yourself, because that's what I did. I blamed myself for years. I was like, what did I do? Did I dress too provocatively? Did I put on the wrong thing, or did I say the wrong thing? Guys, there is no reason. I don't care if you're in the midst of doing something with somebody. Just like they say back, in the day, this phrase will never go old. No means no. Stop means stop. If I say no, that's it. I don't care if I'm in the act of it. That is it. And like I say, I went after this. This gave me low self-esteem. I don't care how pretty people said I was. I don't care how beautiful they say my skin was, my complexion, how pretty my hair. And I got these compliments all the time. But because what had done happened to me, it stripped me away from who I was. It stripped me away from who I ever thought I can ever be. It stripped me away from me. I didn't have time to grow into myself. I didn't have time to grow into my identity. So my identity, when I came into the fact of it, my identity was brokenness. My identity was victim, victimized, raped. This was my identity. My identity was ashamed. This is what I wore on my clothes every day. This is what I wore on my face. This is what I wore within myself every single day for years, because I couldn't say anything. I lived in silence. I lived in silence, guys, and I held this in. And like I say, this came about. I'm not even going to get into all of that, but this came about with a video since not New Year's, Christmas Eve, when the Lord told me now is the time, make this video, open your mouth and say something. When I sat there and I told the Lord I couldn't, I just laid there and I cried and I said, God, please don't make me do this. Please don't make me do this. I can't say this. I don't want nobody to look at me and say, oh, it was your fault. You probably was doing something. You probably was walking the wrong way. And you probably, because I was a tomboy. We ain't have no good clothes, so I didn't dress good. I had a big, huge, bushy ponytail all the time. And again, I was a kid. I was a child. What was I supposed to do? When this man took me to the store and stuck his tongue down my mouth at a young age, what was I supposed to do? How was I supposed to fight this grown man off? How? How? What was I going to say? I don't understand. Who was I going to tell when my mom was on drugs and I was getting physically abused by my mom, mentally abused by my mom? I couldn't say anything to her. I couldn't go to her. I couldn't tell my stepfather at the time because I didn't want him to go to jail for killing nobody. I didn't want him to go to prison because I felt like he was the glue that was holding my family together. So it kept me in this circle. This is what I wore on me, guys. I wore bondage. I wore all this. I just needed to be healed. I needed to be made whole. So I've never came into my identity. I don't know. And like I said, guys, I don't think there was a sign. I didn't show any signs. And this is what taught me how to be strong within myself. I don't care if it happened when you was 3 years old or when you was 30 years old. If you're 30 years old and you get molested, guess what? You're going to go back into that same childlike state. Sometimes you have some people that are kick, cry, scream, yell, scratch, bite, do whatever they have to do in order to get these molesters and these people off of them. They'll do it. But I was not one of them. And like I said, the times I did try to fight, it didn't work. These was big, strong men. What am I going to do to this big old strong man? One of them walked around cocky. He was straight up out of prison with all type of muscles and everything else. What am I doing? This man holding me like this with his hand down my pants and his tongue in my mouth. What am I going to do? What am I going to do with him? What am I going to do? How am I going to fight this man off? When he's sitting telling me, if you was to go and tell your stepdaddy this, you know he ain't gonna believe you or he gonna go to jail. So I had these people, I had these men telling me this in my ear. This is what they was telling me as they was doing it, in the midst of it or afterwards. They literally sat me there and they talked to me. They got in my head. It was like, if you tell anybody this will happen, that will happen. Or you don't want your stepdaddy to go to jail. Or you my little girlfriend. You listen, watch out for people that's sitting around saying that, oh, your daughter is cute, your son is, oh, that's my little girlfriend, that's my little boyfriend. I don't play that. I don't play that one bit. Listen, I was not able to defend myself, but listen, I don't cuss, but I almost cussed just now. I almost said some things. My kids, my girls that's sitting around here, and my boys, I don't play that. I will fight. I'm going to jail. I'm going to prison. I'm cutting heads off. I'm cutting pieces. Listen, I'm flipping over tables about mine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Listen, like I said, there were some things that almost transpired with one of my daughters. And I never talked about this with her. So I'm going to leave this where it's at. I will have to talk to her about this to see if she wants to be this to be released. But listen, guys, beware of these boyfriends, these boyfriend friends when you're having parties and all of this other stuff and your new boo and your new bae that's coming along in the house and you know, I don't care if you do got to work. You better put that child in your pocket. You better pay somebody. You could take your money. You could go and, like I said, I ain't bashing nobody, but you could take your money. You could go buy weed. You could buy dope. You could buy whatever else. Pay someone that you trust. Don't say, oh, nah, I ain't going to do that. I ain't finna pay nobody. I ain't paying you to watch my child. If you trust them enough and you know that they're safe grounds, Pay that person. Come out of your pocket. Pay that person to help keep your child. Do you understand me? Because free is not good all the time. And just because you're getting paid, you're paying somebody, doesn't mean that they're exempt either. But I guarantee you, you better keep your eyes open and you better talk. You better see if there's any changes in your child. See if there's changes in their mood. See if there's changes in their attitude. We thinking these kids just acting up and this and that. No, a lot of these children have been touched and they just can't say anything. Like I said, I went for years. I was so suicidal to it was ridiculous. I was in a relationship that had a child and had another child, then another child, and still feared that this thing was going to happen to me again. I still feared it. One day as a teenager, one of these same guys that used to stick his hand in my pants at a young age, they used to kiss on me, they used to try to have sex with me, one of my stepfather friends, I ended up seeing him as a teenager. And he was one of the main ones that came around every single day. Every day. To try to pull me in the back alley or try to pull me in the dark and try to touch on me. And I'm not going to say try. He would touch on me. He would fondle me. He would stick his, he would kick. I'm disgusted just thinking about it. It's making me feel like I'm reliving this over and over and over again. And I saw this man again, and I promise, I was like, God, if I ever see one of these men again, I'm going to kill him. This was the only thing I could say. If I don't die or kill myself before I see one of these men that touch me, I promise to God that I was going to murder these same men that touch me time after time again. And I didn't say nothing. Let me show you. This is how I walked around every day. I promise you. For the people that just came in, this is how I walked around every day. Year after year, day after day, time after time. This is how I walked around. This was me every day of my life. As a child, as an adult, growing up, I was this child that couldn't say anything. I was that child that had a muzzle over her mouth. I was that person that cried and wept every day because I wanted to die and I wanted to kill myself. And I had to live in fear every day because I felt like another man was going to touch me. And I had nobody to turn to. I had nobody to talk to. I had older brothers. I had an older sister. But what do? Again, if you have somebody in your ear telling you better not say nothing, this gonna happen to you, that gonna happen to you, or I'm gonna just say you wanted it. What do you do? How? Where do you go? Who do you turn to? Again, drugs was involved. Alcohol was involved. My mom, yes, she was a good mom. She made sure we ate and this and that. And yes, I do believe that if I would have said something, she would have did something. I know she would have did something. But it's just that me and my mom, we never had a good relationship. We never. And that's a whole nother story. We've never had a good relationship. Up until the day she died, that's when the Lord had us to reconcile. So after the passing of my stepfather, who was our protector? My oldest brother didn't stay with us. I had older cousins, but I couldn't say anything to them. I didn't talk to them like that. I didn't, And like I said before, when you're in a household and you growing up in a certain, era, you had this thing to, like I say, whatever goes on in this house stays in this house. So again, where does that leave the wounded, the hurt, the broken, the rape, the molested, the suicidal people, the children that's hurting? Yeah, I know, an adult know, but who do you tell? When I do go tell my mom, who are you going to tell, Mom? If you're sitting here and if this, and like I said, if this was that person, if this hand was a mom's mouth, if this hand was a mom's mouth, over her child's mouth after she had told them, or the guardian, after she had said, mom or whoever, such and such, because again, I know somebody like that. So now, I did tell you this has happened to me. I did tell you such and such was touching me. I did tell you what's the name just raped me. And it's happening consecutively. So when I come and tell you, mom, or when I come and tell you, parent, guardian, whoever, what do? Are you going to be this parent? Are you going to be this person to muzzle your child or these people's mouths? What do you do then? What do this child do? Where do they go? Because now this has happened. Now they know, but now they're being muzzled by the ones that's supposed to protect them. They're being muzzled by the ones who's supposed to open up their mouths. And because I trusted you and I told you and I thought you would be a comforter, I thought you would be the one to go call 911. I thought you would be the one to rally up the posse and come on, let's go handle this. Let's go do what we got to do. But yet and still, nothing. You're enabling these molesters. You're holding my mouth because you've been warned by these people. And I don't know who I'm talking to, but now I feel the presence of God. And I don't know who you are, but you have been warned. You have been warned by these people. You have been warned by your sisters, your family members, your friends, saying, listen, leave this guy alone. Leave this person alone. This person is not good for you. You're bringing this person around your children. You're bringing this person around your girls. Because you have to go to work. You're leaving your child or your children home with these girls. And yes, it's in the back of your mind. It's in the back of your mind because these people come and telling you, listen, watch out for so-and-so. Watch out for Johnny. Watch out for Steve. Watch out for Michael. Watch out for him. Watch out for your new boo because he's no good. Y'all better listen. I promise y'all, you better listen. Take heed. Warning comes before destruction always. I don't care if you believe in God or not. I don't care if you believe in Muhammad, Buddha. I don't care if you believe in the wind that blow north, south, east, and west. You better believe in something, and you better know warning comes before destruction with whatever God you serve. And now that your child probably is showing signs, you don't want to say nothing. Because you don't want to hear nobody say, I told you so, or you stupid, and I've been told you this, or I've been said this. Y'all better wake up. Wake up and say something. Speak now, because you could be saving your child's life. Not the persons who have been going, who's been doing this. You can save your child's life because you don't know what road they will lead down. Like I say, at an early age. How can a young child be suicidal? How can a young child have these many issues that's going on? How? How can you be suicidal at a young age? I don't even know about God, but I know I want to kill myself at a young age for being molested, for being touched, for being taken around corners with these grown men sticking their tongues in my mouth and putting their hand down my pants and telling me how pretty I am and this and that. How? How do I barely know about life, but I want to experience death before I can even begin to live? I'm trying to experience death because all I wanted was somebody to take me away. Take me from out of this misery. Take me away from these guys that constantly come around touching me. And keep knowing that I'm not going to say nothing. And this is a doorway. This is why they kept coming. Because I never opened my mouth. I was too afraid. I was too scared. So I'm telling you guys, listen, these women, even these men, because men could be molested too. Like I say, I could write a book. I know men that has been molested at a young age as well. Listen, this stuff is real. These men are getting molested by their family members. These men, yes, you can be molested by women as well. This stuff is real. Do you understand me? These men that's getting molested by these other men, parents are home as well. Parents are on drugs, the same thing. But guess what? They can't say nothing. And especially a man or a young boy, they're not going to want to let you know, oh, mom, somebody just touched me. Or so-and-so just did this to me. Or so-and-so just made me do this to them. They're not going to want to appear to be gay or this and that. But listen, These spirits are left. These spirits are infiltrated in these kids and these people. When this happens to them, what happens to them? What happens to them in the long run? You don't know where their mind state at. What man want to come out and say, "Oh, such and such just bent me over and did what he was gonna do"? None. Most of the time, none of them. Pay attention to your family members. Talk to them. They are never too old. I'm telling you guys, pay attention to them. Again, like this pastor say, stop leaving your children home with these boyfriends. Stop leaving them home with these people because you got to go to work and you want to go out there and party. You want to go out there and do whatever you want to do. You're going to reap the consequences. I promise you. You're going to reap as guardians, as parents, for what your children has sold because you didn't want to take heed to what the Spirit of the Lord was telling you at that time. You didn't want to take heed to when your family member was telling you JoJo ain't no good. Don't let JoJo watch your children. JoJo ain't no good, guys. Don't let Sean watch a child. The Lord is speaking to somebody right now, and there is people that is not taking heed even now. I'm telling you, like listen, guys, please open your hearts. Be aware of what's going on. I cannot stress this enough. I cannot say this enough. Be the protector that you are supposed to be. Be the protector of your children. If you are a guardian of a niece or a nephew and you know they mama not speaking to them or they mama not talking to them or they daddy not sitting up there, having these conversations with them, you do it as an auntie. Pull them aside. You do it as a friend. If you know the people who's supposed to be protecting them ain't doing it, you do it. It takes a village. Listen, this phrase goes back a long time ago. And like I say, I'm 39 now. And I believe in that till this day. It takes a village to raise a kid. Do you understand me? It's hard as a parent. I don't care if mom and daddy is there. It's hard. There is no handbook that's written down on how to be a good parent, there's no such thing as a perfect parent. But something should rise up in you when you have kids. The protector in you should come out. That lion, that cub, that lioness, something should come up out of you. Something should roar up in you and say, listen, lies. I'm cutting off heads about mine. I promise you. Heads are being severed. I'm having platters. Heads are being set on the platters. I'm not playing about mine. I'm sorry. My kids was never the ones that was able to go out and spend a night here and spend a night there. And I'm not saying nothing would have happened at their aunts and uncles' house, but no. I was like, I let them stay over their auntie's house sometimes, but I would call them and talk to them again. Not to say, okay, yeah, they uncles and they aunties. Everybody is not bad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying be mindful. That was the fear in me. That was the mother instinct in me. Rising up and saying, no, because it happened to me, I'm not going to allow it. I'm not going to give room for it to happen to my child or my children. And I like I say, I was just going to say something, but again, I'm going to have to speak to my child before I disclose anything, or I have to let her know or ask her and get permission from her. But guys, listen, don't wake up. We out there, y'all young, and we want to go ahead and party. We gonna want to go ahead and live. Ain't nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I promise you, you can still live your life as a parent. But be a mother first. Be a father first. I was on somebody live, and like I said, there is no handbook to say how to be a parent, how to do this, how to do that. But what they were saying was, they can't be, their child's friend and this and that, whatever the case may be. And like I say, to each his own. I won't say that that's wrong. I won't say that that's right. But I guarantee you, with me, I had to become my children's friend. I grew up like that too. Oh no, I'm your mama. I'm not your friend. I'm your daddy. I'm not your friend. Listen, as growing up and having a child, I have a 9-year-old boy. I have a 19-year-old girl that's about to be 20. In April, I have a 21-year-old that'll be 22 this year, and she's about to have a baby now. And I have a 22-year-old son that's about to be 23 in April. Listen, understand where I'm coming from. As I sat there and I went by those rules that was set up before us, oh, you can't be afraid. And I'm not prejudiced, guys. I promise you, I am not. But it was more in the black community, in the black people. And like I say, I'm not prejudiced. I'm not putting any race down and whatever the case may be. I'm just telling you my truth, my story, what I've lived, what I've known, what I've lived by, you know, all these years. It was mainly in the black community when they would say, listen, you can't be no friend of your family. You heard it across the pulpits and churches. You know what I'm saying? You heard it come out of pastor's mouth. Oh, I'm not your friend and I'm not your... Why can't you be? Please, somebody tell me that. Please tell me, why can't you be your child's friend or your children's friend? Now, I'm actually looking at the comments. Please, let me see who has something to say as far as saying that. Why can't you be your child's friend? Tell me where. Who said that? Who lives by that? Like I say, I'm not knocking anyone. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong. You raise your children how you want to raise them. If it's working for you, guess what? Allow it to work for you, sweetheart. Allow it to work for you. What goes on in my household, what works for my household, it won't work for your household. It won't work for yours, and it won't work for yours. Vice versa. It won't. Everybody's household is different. But as for me and my house, I had to learn that that was not a good thing. That didn't work for my house. I had to become my children's friends. I did. But what I said was, when I was a part of this, what I said was, there's a thin line between that. You have to know, once you cross that line and say, okay, yes, I am going to befriend my kids. I'm going to let them know, yes, I'm your friend. I'm going to verbally say out of my mouth that I am your friend. I'm your mother. Yes, come to me and talk to me about anything, because you want your child to feel safe. As an auntie, I am open to my nieces and nephews to come and talk to me. I have nieces and nephews, and some of my friends' kids came and confided in stuff in me that I haven't even told their parents. No, it wasn't like a diehard thing, or they're being touched and this and that. I just know that some kids need outlets. Like I said, when I tell you it takes a village to raise a child, I want to be that safe haven for my nieces and my nephews and for other people to be able to come to me, because I've been there. I've done that. I know how it feels to be an outcast. I know how it feels to be abused mentally, physically. Like I say, me and my mom didn't get along. My mom called me all type of B's and H's. She called me everything in the book. Do you understand me? And like I say, this is not to make my mama look bad. This is not to talk about nobody. I'm just telling you my truth, my story. Do you understand me? I done had my mom to tell me constantly that she wished I died. Do you understand me? My mom has told me this numerous of times. My mom has told me she wished I died having my child or my children. She wished I died on the table. She wished I was never born. When I tell you, oh, I done heard it, I done been through it, I done been there. So again, when you come from that type of home, who do you turn to? Who is that safe haven? Who is that safe haven for me at the time? Who is that safe haven for your child? If you can't be your child's friend. If you don't develop a friendship, guess what? Somebody else, that wrong person, is going to develop a friendship with your child. And they're going to entrust the wrong people the things that you need to be saying to them. It takes more than just, oh, yeah, don't have sex. Don't do this. Don't let people touch. It takes more than that. Be your child's friend. Make them comfortable and safe enough to come and be able to tell you anything. Make these children feel like you are a Wonder Woman or a Superman. Mama could do anything. Auntie, uncle, dad. I'm telling you, if you're not their friend, the wrong person is going to come around and they're going to be their friend. And you're not going to like what happens. Be an open book. You should know what to tell your kids and what not to tell your kids. Don't be that one that's sitting there in the first person, the first time your child is being called the B word, and y'all know what that is. I don't cuss, so I'm not gonna say it. The first person that's calling your child a B word, don't be that parent. The first time I'm being called out my name, it's my mama calling me out my name. The first time I'm being called a H, it's my mama calling me that. The first person that's telling me at a young age, I ain't gonna be nothing, I ain't nothing, she wish I died, or, I ain't gonna live past this age, this and that. Don't be that parent to do that. Stop talking to these kids any kind of way. Stop doing that. That is not cute. I cringe every time I be around somebody and I hear a child is shut down, sexual abuse, emotional, all type of abuse will have a child to shut down. And what happens when they're at a young age, guys, it molds them into what they become in the future. It molds them, whether you believe it or not. So you are the one that's shaping these kids to what they're going to be. You're shaping them for their destiny. You're shaping them and molding them for their future. And you want to be the first one to call your child or your little girl a B or an H? What? My children, listen, my girls, and they'll tell you right now, my 21-year-old that's pregnant now and my 19-year-old girl that's sitting right here, I tell them almost every day, you are so beautiful. I love you so much. I'm hugging on my kids. I'm kissing on my kids. I'm loving on my kids. Guys, listen, my kids gonna always know, like, mama don't play. She'll look crazy sometimes, but I know she loves me. Because I don't only tell them out of my mouth, I show them. My son, my 22-year-old, I hug him and I'm telling him, I love you, baby. You so handsome. I look my 22-year-old son in his eyes and I tell him how handsome he is. I tell him how much of a king he is. That's what I got saved under his name. My oldest king. For my 9-year-old, I tell him, baby, you are a genius. You so handsome. You know you this. You know you that. You know you can do all things. You are a king. And under my name for his phone, I have my youngest king. I'm going to be that one to push them. I'm going to be that one to build them up. Don't be the one that's going to tear your kids down. Don't do that. Because like I say, if you are that one that's tearing your kids down, if anything, God forbid, was to happen to them, how do they come to you? How do they feel that you are a safe haven for them? How? How? They don't have anyone to turn to. So y'all have to know that it's not cool. It's not okay. And no, I'm not bashing anyone. I'm not talking down on anyone. I'm just letting you guys know that there has to be a change. There needs to be a change somewhere. I'm telling you. Talk to them. Talk to your kids. I know that there are grown people that are hurting till this day that was molested at a young age. And still can't say anything. Still can't break the silence. So I'm hoping this live, I'm hoping this recording is going to help you break your silence. With me, like I say, this has gave me strength. I made sure I cried. Like I say, I repented so many times. And when I tell you, because the Lord told me to do this way back in Christmas Eve and I didn't do it, all I could do was pray. That's all I could do was pray for children. Pray for people all over the nation. Pray for them as the holidays went on and as people was to come on, because fear gripped me. I didn't want, like I said, I didn't want nobody to look at me and say, oh yeah, she wanted to do that. She was dressing too provocative. No, I didn't. Like I said, I didn't know how to dress. We wore hand-me-downs from the thrift stores with what my grandma brought us. I ain't used to wear no revealing clothes. So what was the reason? There wasn't a reason. So when you realizing that your child is get promiscuous at a young age, if I said that right, that could be the case. You never know. Not saying that that's the case all the time because they act up. Sometimes that could be the case. Sometimes the way they trying to let you know is they start acting out. And like I say, that's not saying that every child that's acting out because things have switched to change. Not necessarily saying that they have been touched or they've been abused or molested. I'm not saying that. No, I'm not. But I'm saying sometimes that that's a sign. And because us as parents, we don't want to look at that and be like, well, I don't know how to have this conversation with my child. I don't know how to have this conversation with my niece or nephew. So I'm going to go ahead and sweep this under the rug. If they don't say nothing, I'm not going to say nothing. We're going to keep this as a hush-hush thing. And guys, that's the worst thing you can ever do. Because like I say, these children, I was scarred for years. Like I say, I am 39 years old and I am just opening my mouth. Do you understand me? One of these stories, I end up something transpired, and I had somebody telling my daughter, "Oh yeah, you my little girlfriend, and you not." You lies. She go what? I don't play those type of games. No, 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 no. I don't play those type of games. My child ain't show nothing. Like I say, that's what happened to me. When my stepdaddy friends came around, oh, you so pretty, you my little girlfriend, and you my this, lies. Like I say, I'm having these niggas' head, I'm saying niggas, yes. I'm having these niggas' heads on the platter. Don't come at my child sideways. I'm sorry. Because I was once there. And because it was in me, I don't know what was passed down to them through my womb to them. So I'm going to make sure I protect them from it. So when I hear these trigger words and when I hear all these grown men, oh yeah, you my girlfriend and this and that, and I know my child is not at an age to where they can take up for themselves and it. Listen, I'm going to cause peace to be still. Do you understand me? I will cause peace to be still with my children about my kids. Do you understand me? Yes, I was fearful and couldn't say nothing back then for myself, but about mine, heads coming off. I'm sorry. Heads are being severed by mine. And one of these guys to this day, who I said, the one that came in my house, you know, that couple of times and full-blown raped me, those couple of times he came in there, and had a nerve at a young age, had a nerve to sit here and tell me, and he was a grown man, tell me I was the best he ever had. What? Who does that? Now you tell me these guys are not mental in their head. Who does that? As you're in the midst of molesting somebody, you're in the act of raping someone, and you're going to sit here and tell that person that you're the best that they ever had. Are you serious? Are you freaking kidding me? You tell me that. Somebody tell me. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Maybe, I'm the crazy one, but no, I'm sorry. Even when I opened up about a little piece of what went on about a family friend, it didn't change anything, because the people that actually knew a little bit of what went on, guess what? These people are still friends with them. They still talk to them. And that's on them. I'm not telling you, okay, because it happened to me, you're going to go ahead. You need to go ahead and stop talking to them and stop doing this and stop doing that. And that's not what I'm telling you to do. But I'm telling you to be aware. Nothing happened. Like, they still friends with these people to this day. They still talk to them. They still, what's up, dog? Yeah, this my brother. This my homeboy. This and that. But as a sister, I came to you and I confided in you as a sister. And I told you what had happened to me with one person a couple of times. And because when I see this person, you're going to sit here and dap this person up, and y'all so close and y'all this and that. Like, again, what do? Who do I turn to? When I opened my mouth up and said a couple of things, just a little bit of it, it changed nothing. It changed nobody's view about this person. It didn't change. It changed nothing. So this person that has literally took my innocence, that literally raped me, came in my house, broke in my house twice, and raped me. is still amongst family to this day. Still amongst friends to this day. Like I said, I'm sorry for keeping y'all on so long, but I had to be obedient to God. I had to say what the Lord was telling me to say, because I haven't repented for so. Listen, I've been repenting since Christmas Eve. I have been repenting and crying and talking to God and telling him I'm sorry since Christmas Eve, guys. Because fear gripped me so hard. I was ashamed. And I was like, I can't. How am I going to tell people this? You telling me to open my mouth and speak on me being molested by these different guys? Like, God, am I hearing you correctly? You're telling me to literally make a video and speak about these men who has took my innocence, who has caused me to be hurt, broken for so many years, who has caused me to be suicidal for so many years. You're telling me this. And like I said, one of these guys that was coming around every day when I was a kid, and he was taking me into these dark alleys and kissing on me and sticking his tongue in my mouth and putting his hand on my pants. When I saw him as a teenager, I'm going to say, because I grew up in the projects, I'm going to say the hole, because that's what they call it, the dope hole. We stayed around a bunch of drugs and stuff like that. That's what we stayed at. We was in the projects. So the gunman at that time, when I saw this man, because I had promised to God, I promised him, I promised him. And guys, this guy not only did this to me as a child, one of these guys not only did this to me as a child, when he saw me when I was a teenager, this same guy pulled a gun out on me when I was walking. On the way home, this same guy, he was grown at the time when he was touching me and doing all this stuff at a young age. I was walking home in the rain. I will never forget it. It's like it just happened yesterday or a minute ago. All I know is a car kept circling around me. And when I saw this, that was this man, when I tell you fear gripped me so hard. And all I could do is say, should I run? Like, what should I do? It's pouring down rain and ain't nobody outside. Again, because even though I was a young teenager, I went back into that child state. I went back and I remember when he touched me, when he kissed me, when he put his hand down my pants, when this other guy had molested me, when this other guy had raped me. This is what state that this put me back into. If, as a young teenager, it put me back into a child state to where I couldn't do anything. This guy had a nerve, after I was ignoring him, he had a nerve to pull a gun out on me. Guys, like I say, I can't make this up. He put a gun out on me, and he made me get into his car. We're talking about the same guy, one of the same guys who molested me as a young child and told me I better not say nothing to nobody, or this was going to happen to my family, or my stepdad is going to go to jail, this and that. This is what happened. So guess what? As a young teenager, I had to relive this all over again. So when I saw this gun now, I couldn't do anything but what? I had to get in the car. I had to get in the car because I got this grown man who molested me before. Yeah, what do you do? At this point, I was already suicidal. I wanted to die. But like that song say, everybody want to, what they say about everybody want to die, but I don't know, guys. But like I said, when this guy came to me and put the gun to me, I got in the car. He wanted me to give him special attention. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to apologize to my girls, like I say, because they haven't heard this story. They haven't heard these stories from me. This man pulled this private part out. He proceeded to tell me how much he missed me, how much he loved me, and all this stuff. And like I said, this was a grown behind man. that now, since he did this to me, he got me at whole again. He got me hostage again. So what he wanted me to do after he put this thing out, he wanted me to play with this thing at gunpoint and told me if I didn't do what he was going to do, what was going to happen to me. So guess what? As a young teenager, I found myself in a car filling this grown man up with a gun to me. What do I do? But sit there and cry and do what this guy's telling me to do. He told me to give him special attention. And that's what I call it. If it's special attention, oral sex, whatever you want to call it, this is what he tried to make me do. And that's when I drew the line. He kept grabbing my head. He kept trying to make me, give him special attention and whatever the case may be. Guess what? I told him that day I got strength. Yes, I had no choice because I was fearful and he had me, playing with his stuff and whatever the case may be. And I cried and I couldn't do nothing. All I could do was turn my head to the other way of the window and do whatever he was telling me to do. But when it came down to him telling me to put my mouth on his stuff, I turned around and I looked that man in his eye and I said, you will have to kill me first. With tears in my eyes, crying like I was a little child, I told him, you will have to kill me first before I put my mouth on your stuff. And because I had the guts and I had the nerve to stand up for myself, and I stood at that time, I didn't even care about that. I didn't care about the gun at that time. Because again, that suicidal thing had done kicked in just like that. And I told him, I was like, you have to do what you got to do. I'm ready to die. Like, you done took too much from me for so many years. You have hunted me in my childhood. Now you coming back as a teenager. Doing this again? But now this is at gunpoint. When I was a kid, I couldn't say anything. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't defend myself. And of course, I can't defend myself against a gun. But guess what? Something rose up in me that day. And when I looked that man into his red eyes, I told him, you're going to have to kill me today. That man looked at me and he laughed. This is a game to some people, guys. This is a game. People are really mentally ill. This man laughed at me. He was like, haha, man, this is why I love you. Man, look at you. Where all this coming from? Where all this come? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I couldn't believe that this was me at a teenager. I wasn't a starter, but I was a fighter. Yes, I was fighting boys. I was getting black eyes. I was doing this. I knew how to stand my grounds if I had to fight. But it was something about when you're a victim and you have been victimized and you've been sodomized and you've been raped and molested, it's something in you just curls back up and sends you back into that fear mode. So what do? So that day on, I sat there and all I could say was, I'm finna die. That's all I could say. Sitting in that car next to this man who done ejaculated. I'm sorry, there's kids watching and my kids gotta hear this. Who had ejaculated all over my head and did what he was gonna do. Got a gun in my head and telling me what he's gonna do to me if I don't give him oral sex. I crossed the line. I'm not putting my mouth on that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not. So in my head, I'm like saying my goodbyes, and I'm saying like, yeah, go ahead, kill me now. I'm like Cleo at this point. Kill me now. I'm done. I'm dead. I counted my life off. And at that point, I felt like, the fear wasn't even there no more. I was saying that you were going to do me a favor. I literally told him, you're going to do a favor once you pull that trigger. It was a favor for me. Even though I went all these years wanting to die, wanting to commit suicide, guess what? I never had the heart to. I never had the heart to. Yeah, I took some pills and I did this, and this was around the time when all this stuff kept happening to me. Guess what? I woke up again. I took a blade and I tried to, like, cut my. I did all this, and people never known this. I learned how to cover up my scars. I learned how to cover up my wounds. I learned how to hide my pain. This is why people tell me to this day, I got friends tell me to this day, girl, we'll never know what's going on with you. You never talk about your problems. You never talk about when you're going through, because I've been through so much at a young age. I felt like I never had a protector. So now I got to protect myself. Now I'm in hiding mode within myself, day after day, year after year. Even as a married woman, not letting my husband know what was going on. I got kids and not letting my kids know what's going on. Hiding stuff from them. Even being touched by my husband, earlier on, was so cringy. Because I wasn't used to a man just willingly letting a man touch me. I wasn't used to that. My first, second, fifth, seventh, ninth time being touched by men, it was unwillingly. It was forcefully. So me allowing somebody to touch me, I tried to play to where, I'm okay with this. It wasn't okay. It was not okay. It was not. There was plenty of nights that I cried in the midst of just being intimate. Back in the day, years ago, with my husband, just crying. That's all I could do is cry, because all I could do is think about these men that had done took my innocence, that had done touched me, molested me. So every man to me now is a no-go. It's a no-go for me. Now I'm living to see, okay, well, is he going to do this? Or, I got kids, and is he going to do... This is the fear that I live. This is the fear that I have to live with. And I have lived with day after day, year after year. I promise you. This has haunted me for years. And I know people that are in the same boat, that have been molested, that have been touched, that have been raped, that have been victimized, and they can't say anything. They feel like they don't want to say anything. Because you got to keep reliving. What did I do wrong? Should I have screamed more? Should I have kicked more? Should I have yelled more? Should I have hit him harder? What did I do? Did I brush up, walking by him the wrong way? Did I touch him the wrong way? What did I do? Even as a young child, what did I do? What did I do wrong? You constantly relive this stuff over and over. So now at this point, I didn't have nobody with a muzzle over my mouth. Myself had a muzzle over my mouth. I had my own hand over my mouth for all these years, living in silence. Like I said, parents, I don't know who this message is for. Please, 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 if you are a victim, please open up your mouth. Talk to someone, because that thing will drive you freaking crazy. And if you are not careful, what I keep hearing the Lord say, if you are not careful, if you are a victim of molestation and rape, that thing will flow through you and you will become a raper yourself. You will become a molester yourself, because now this spirit has entered into you and you don't know why. You looking at little Johnny the wrong way. You don't know why you looking at little Sadie the wrong way. I thank God that I haven't been through that. What it did was did the opposite for me, and it turned me into a protector. It made me a protector of children. It made me a protector of my friends, even at a grown age. So when my friend go out with her friend, girl, where you going? I need his ID. I need his license plate number. I need it. And I'll be serious, because that's something that's always going to be in the back of my mind. When my kids are out, I'm constantly calling them. Where you at, son? Where you at, baby? Where you at, daughter? Who you with? What's going on? Are you okay? And if they're in here now, they could tell you. I'm checking up on them at all times. And they're grown at this point. My 9-year-old wanted to go and hang out with this friend who we met from. I was like, mm-mm. He was like, can I spend a night? And the friend asked, can he spend? I say, mm-mm. No, no, baby. We don't do that. We don't do that. Do you understand me? We going to spend a night at there. Are you serious? I don't care because you did meet them at church. I don't care. These people are sitting up in pulpits. Y'all better make me go to church. Come on, somebody. These people are sitting up on the front rows of the pews, the churches. Yeah, I done had people from church try me. They was married and all. They don't care. I don't care because I did, Mom, who we met at the church, can we go over there? And he asking the friend. I say, no, baby. And this boy was like an older boy. I don't play those type of games. Do you understand me? I don't play that. So I'm telling y'all guys, y'all better wake up. Y'all better open your eyes and better know that this stuff is real. Stop letting y'all kids go to everybody's house. Like I say, I'm not saying that everybody is the same, but I was at my aunt's house, and I love my aunt. I love my aunt to death. But when lights go out and she go to sleep, guess what? Guess what her boyfriend up doing? Lurking. Lurking. Do you understand me? And no, it wasn't my auntie's fault. It was not her fault. I would never say I blame my auntie. I'll never say I blame my mama. I would never say I blame any one of them. My auntie didn't know it. No, it's not their fault. If it happened on your watch, you're not to blame. You can't be around somebody. You can't protect somebody 24/7, 7 days a week. All you can do is pray. You better learn how to pray. I don't care if you say, God, cover them. I don't care. You better learn how to open your mouth and talk to whatever God you serve. But I guarantee you, I'm telling you now, there's only one God that's listening. You better talk to, and I'm not downing nobody and their beliefs and what they believe in and who they believe in. But you better learn how to open your mouth and talk. Cover your kids. Cover your loved ones. Like I said, at my aunt's house, when lights went out, when she went to sleep, her nigga was on the prowl. Do you understand me? Exposing himself to them. Exposing himself to us, rather. Sitting there with nothing on, no underwear on. And like I said, I was a kid. So you can't even imagine. Like I said, I'm a child. When I see this, and you already done exposed yourself to me and show me what you working with, and you think you finna try to put that in me? I'm gonna jump out this. I don't know if we was on the 3rd, 4th, 9th floor. I'm gonna jump out this window. Do you understand me? Before I let you put that rod in me, I'm gonna jump out this floor, out this window. So what I did, like I said, I went with him trying to follow me, with him trying to lay on that ground with me. And what they'll do, they'll single you out. These are the signs, guys, I'm telling you. They will single you out. Oh, you so pretty. They'll make it feel like, yeah, they the best. Yeah, she my favorite and he my favorite and this and that. Don't fall for it. No. Okay, you that's your favorite. Go ahead on. Let it be your favorite from a distance. Let him be your favorite from a distance. I'm telling you. With all us laying on this floor and this man taking me and scooting me to the side, who's supposed to be my uncle, and literally trying to stick his thing in me and have sex with me with all these other kids on the side of me. You don't even care. My auntie in the next room sleep. And again, because it have happened as a young age, as a young child, I couldn't say anything. I was fearful. I was scared. I was petrified. I was terrified. So again, all I could do was cry and cry and cry. And he would sit there and try to hold my mouth and say, shh, shh, you gonna wake them up. You gonna wake them up. And I'm like, being Muslim, I'm trying to wake them up. I'm trying to wake them up. Somebody get up. I'm trying to kick. Somebody help me. Somebody wake up. Get this nigga up off me. Get this nigga up off me. So, because ain't nobody wake up and he muzzled me, I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm trying to say, I got to use the bathroom. I'm trying to play it off. I got to pee. I got to pee. So I'm tossing and turning to keep him from penetrating me, to keep him from full-blown raping me. Yes, he's put me on him, and he done boned me, and he done did this, and he done did that. But now he's physically trying to force himself in me as a child. So I had to pretend, and I kept saying, like, I got to use the bathroom. I got to use the bathroom. And that's the only reason why this guy let me get up. That's the only thing that made him stop. And he didn't want to stop. I just kept crying. I kept saying, I got to pee. I got to pee. So when I got a chance, and this big nigga got up off me, and when he let me go, I ran to the bathroom. When I tell you I ran to the bathroom, I ran to the bathroom. I closed that door and I locked it so fast. And I sat at the edge of that, I sat at that door on that floor and I cried. I cried so hard, but I kept trying to hold my mouth because I did not want anyone to hear me. And he was trying to follow me. Yes, he did follow me to the bathroom. He kept trying to get in the bathroom, and I'm just crying. I'm trying to be quiet. I don't turn off the lights. I'm already scared of the dog. I don't turn off the lights, and I'm crying. I'm like, please, please, please don't let this man come here. I hear him trying to get in the bathroom door and this and that. What do you do? What do you do? Again, I was a little skinny, little puny, little something. So again, no, it wasn't my aunt's fault. It wasn't nobody's fault but these dumb behind Negroes, these mentally challenged behind Negroes, these perverted behind Negroes that just, you know what I'm saying? And I promise you, this stuff scars you for life. It scars you for life. Do you understand me? If you're not aware of what's going on and you don't know how to grasp what's going on and you can't bring your thoughts into subjection and you don't learn how to just say, God help me. I don't care if you don't know how to pray. If you don't learn how to say, God help me, that thing will take over. You're going to be captivated and that's it. That's it. You're a lost cause at this point. That's it. But guys, I promise you, this day forth, like I said, I'm glad I cried and cried and I cried before this video came on because I didn't want to be too emotional. I didn't want to be emotional with this video. I wanted to get this out there. I wanted whoever needed to hear this. And I do believe that everybody that's in this chat from here on out that is going to hear the sound of my voice, they need to hear this message. I believe that this message was intentional because the Lord will not keep telling me to do as I say. Speak now. Speak now. He would not do it if this was, if it was for no reason. He wouldn't. I know people has been raped to this day, still hurting to this day. Still crying to this day. And these people are grown. Do you understand me? And this happened as children. This is how long people carry this. This is how much this affects people. You never know. And you can't just tell somebody, oh, get over it. Girl, this happened to you a long time ago. You're 39 now. This happened to you when you was a kid and you was a teenager. You still talking about this? You still dealing with this? There's no date, nor time, no none of that to say, okay, now is the time. Yeah, you need to go ahead and get over it. You need to do what you got to do, girl, live. It's not that easy. And I'm telling you this from experience. That lady who I was telling y'all about, who sat there when the Lord revealed everything to me, and I sat there and I ministered to that lady and prophesied to that lady. That lady was still suicidal to that day. From her being molested by her father and having a child. Her first child was by her father. Her mom knew. She told her mom. Her mom knew. She told her mom knew. And her mom was one of those older parents because her mom had her what they would call on the chain when she's older. Her mom told her, okay, don't tell nobody. We're not going to do this. Guess what? The mama still stayed with him. Daddy was still in the house. Daddy was still, just like that movie Precious. Oh, that stuff real. Like I said, if that lady was telling me that, I probably wouldn't have believed it. I would probably would have been like, oh, okay. All right. But if the Lord hadn't revealed that to me, I don't know. And for this girl to have a child from her father and then turn around and walk in on her son having sex with her other son. The son was raping the brother. She walked in on it. So as a parent, what do you do? What do you do? And like I said, because she didn't have the guts to do anything to her son, and she didn't want to put her son out, guess what she did? Like I said, she allowed that boy to stay in there, and he started molesting the little sister. And that's when she was like, enough is enough. She had 3 kids. The oldest one was raping and molesting both of the younger siblings. So what do you do as a parent? Because I know there was a story like this on the news. When a lady killed her child. She killed him. She came to, those kids came to her and said that their older brother, the brother was still young. And as the child, I don't know how old the other 2 was, but they was young as well. He was raping them. Making it, go look it up, guys. Go look it up. It's real. This lady's story was everywhere. Her news, when she was in court, all this stuff was everywhere. And she had no remorse. She said, if I could do it all over again, I would do it again. She said she killed her son intentionally and tried to kill her daughter intentionally. She killed them. When them younger kids came to her saying that, I'm going to just call him Michael, the oldest brother Michael. Mom, Michael making me suck his thing. Mom, Michael having sex with me. Mom, Michael touching me down here. Mom, Michael doing this to me. Now the older daughter, I'm going to just say Tiffany. Mom, Tiffany helping me. Tiffany holding me down. Tiffany doing this to me. She killed her kids. So not only the oldest son was molesting the other children, the daughter had to stop molesting the younger children as well. She said she tried to kill the girl, but it didn't happen. And she was sorry that she didn't die. Again, guys, if you don't believe me, go look it up. She was in court with no remorse, not crying. All she was doing was hurting for her child that was getting molested all them times. She left the house and left the older siblings to watch them. That's what she was worried about. And she just kept saying, if I could do it again, I would do it again. I'll kill him again. I don't know. I think she said she beat somebody in the head or something. I don't know. She one of the girls, she was saying she was punching her repeatedly, hitting her with all type of stuff. I think she poured water. It was a lot of stuff. She just was mad that she didn't die. So again, where does it rise up at? When does this protector in you rise up and say enough is enough? Like, no, you're not going to do this. That's why I'm so gun-ho on, these kids. Like, there's a lot of kids that's attracted to me. I don't know why. Like, when I'm around other people's children, I just want to love on them. I just want to, I don't know, I just want to protect them. Even if they're not my children, I just want to protect them. I want them to feel protected. I want them to feel like they can trust me to tell me anything. Listen, don't trust Uncle Bobo. I'm telling you, don't trust Uncle Bobo. Don't trust your boyfriend, Michael. around your kids when you just met them and you bringing all these Negroes in and out your house when you got young kids around and now you saying, oh, because I done met him a couple of days ago, this bae, this boo. So now you got to go to work. Now you got your new bae and boo watching your children. Who does that? Who does that? I don't understand. So you live that much in a bubble? That much in a bubble to where you feel like you and your kids are untouchable. You feel like your children are untouchable. So Michael putting it down that good. Michael breaking your back that good. To where you going to trust Michael around your babies. Because you got to go to work. And it's your new baby now. Lies. All types of lies. Like I say, I ain't playing them type of games. No. No. I'm telling you. I'm not speaking nothing over my kids. Nothing over my grandchild. Like I said, I got platters lined up. You gonna see some heads on these platters. I ain't playing no games. Because I know it'll happen right up on your nose. So if I got certain people, that's why I don't let just like, oh yeah, you can spend. No. I'm not just finna have any and everybody spend night over at my house neither. No. If my son gotta go to, got a friend and you sitting there saying, oh, Mom, can, what I could call him? Can Tony spend a night? Hell no. Hell no. Tony can't spend a night. And you ain't spend a night at Tony's house. No. No. Tony is not spending a night over here, baby. You gonna talk to Tony. You gonna play with Tony in the daytime while I can see Tony. And Tony gonna go on home when it gets dark. Do you understand me? I got girls in my house. I got a young son in here. Tony ain't spending the night. Tony is not staying the night, y'all. No. I don't want to have to do Tony in and have to worry about doing Tony's mom and everybody else in either about my kids. No. Because one thing I did get from my mom used to get up in the middle of the night. With whatever she had going on, she'll get up. She make sure doors locked. She checking in the room. She making everybody, that they little covers fast asleep. Like I said, my kids are grown. 20-something years old, 19, another 20-something, and another 9-year-old. Every single night, every day, even in their nap time, I'm going in rooms. I don't know why. I'm going in rooms. I'm putting cover on them. I'm making sure they sleep. I'm kissing them on the forehead. I love you, baby. My grandson, I'm rubbing my baby's belly. I rub you, Gammy Bean. I want my kids to know that I love them. I want them to know that I'm their friend. Baby, come talk to me. I don't care how old you are. You are never exempt. They just had an older person on the news that got raped by a man. Who tried to hunt your old lady? Who? Who is hunching people, grandma? Who is taking grandma's cooker burgers these days? Who doing it? Who is that sickening? To where you will see an elder lady walking somewhere or in their house, you breaking in their house and you hunching this lady. How you gonna take this lady cooker burger? How? You tell me you're not mentally challenged. Go in the back alley. I'm sorry, guys, for my language. Go beat off. Go do something. Why are you trying to hunch this old lady? This lady probably ain't been touching 55 years. And you trying to... What? Something is terribly wrong. I'm sorry. What you say, baby? Who? Listen, guys. I'm sorry. I haven't been looking at the chat, but I have someone that's in my life that is, did they get a number? that's literally done gave me their number, and she wants to go on live. She wants me to call her. What's the number? I can't see. She said she was gonna put the number. Oh, I don't know. She'll have to give me her number. I'm sorry, guys. Listen, like I say, I don't know who is this touching, who is this reaching, but I know I'm being obedient. I'm being obedient to God, and I'm saying I don't know what you guys are saying in the chats. I don't know how this is affecting you guys, but I hope you guys are listening. Like I say, I do believe this message and these lives are intentional. I live my life now to everything I do and say is intentional. I am trying to be so obedient as much as possible to the voice of God. Do you understand me? Since I started this YouTube thing, the Lord had already told me, you're going to meet new people. Lives are going to be changed through you. Lives, this is not just a YouTube thing for me. This is a lifestyle for me. I just started YouTube 3 months ago. And I don't take this lightly. I don't take this platform. No, I'm not big. I only have, about 500 subscribers. I'm not big like that, but I'm being obedient to God. Listen, guys, I am going in stores and meeting people. And the Lord, when I tell you, again, my daughters are here and they could testify to this. We are in the stores, guys, and the Lord has me talking to these people and prophesying to these people like it ain't nothing. I'm literally trying to shut my mouth. And just for instance, it's this one lady, I'm sitting here talking to her, and I'm telling her this pain, and I see her going back and forth battling in court with her ex-husband, this and that. I don't know this lady from a can of paint. Never saw her, never met her, never known none of her kids. And I'm sitting there, the Lord telling me about each child, about how they are healed, about how they treat her, about how she is, how about this lady is in the middle of Ross. I promise you, hands lifted. I didn't tell her to do it. She's in there boo-hoo crying. I could not shut up. The presence of God was on me so hard and so heavy. I don't know what it is, guys, but I promise you. We was in there. I was in there speaking to this lady and prophesying to this lady for over an hour. Over her and her 3 kids. Everything that the Lord told me about these 3 children and her from when this lady was, he took me back to this lady's childhood. Back to her childhood. This lady could do nothing but boo-hoo cry. She say, oh my God. She say, how do you know that? She say, ma'am, all she could do is cry and say, ma'am, you a sin for God. She say, you didn't know that I was going through a divorce. You didn't know that my husband was taking me through hell. I even told her back from the church that she had just came from, who and these people that was talking about her and speaking stuff over her. She was saying, lady, you didn't know this. She say the same stuff you sit here telling my kids and telling my girls and speaking about my son. She say it's the same thing that I have been telling them, but they don't want to listen. They will not listen to me. She say, so it took God to send you my way so my kids to listen to what's going on. Could listen to what's going on with their life. And so they could be obedient to somebody. Those kids were standing there and full of, their mouth was floored. It was 2 teenagers and her son was like 9 or 10. The Lord even showed me that her child, the youngest, that they were speaking stuff over her child. I didn't see the child's face. All I saw was his back turned. He was playing with toys. He looked like he was like 8 or 9 years old. And I proceeded to tell this lady how the Lord was, how people were speaking over him and just a whole bunch of things of that nature. She say, oh my gosh. She say, ma'am, I promise you, you were sent by God. I promise you. I don't know. She say, they are. They're trying to label my child as, and they're saying he got this. He said, listen, guys, this stuff is real. So I don't take this platform lightly. When I tell you I'm trying to be as obedient as possible, this is why I'm not this open with my life like this. I am not this open. But when I know the Lord has been telling me every day, every single day, to turn on this camera and talk about this, I know, I don't care if it's one person in this life, I know this one person needs to hear it. Do you understand me? I know this one person needs to hear it. And I know this message will not fall on deaf ears. Deaf ears. I know it won't. What's going on? She got your number? Listen, like I said, there's a young lady. I just met this that is mom. That's I just met this lady on YouTube today. You tell me this is not intentional. You tell me this is not God. If I don't do anything, I know I hear from God, and I know when He's telling me to do something. Now this lady is trying to call in. She's sending her number right now. I just met this lady today. Not even met her. Wrote her something through YouTube. I can't read you guys' comments. I'm not looking at the comments. And yeah, she's writing that I call her. She's sending me her number now, and I'm gonna call her. She wants me to put the phone on speaker so you guys can hear what she have to say. Guys, I know we've been on a long time on for a while, but I'm asking that you be patient, guys. Share this live. Guys, please share this live. Make this video go viral, even when these cameras are off. Make it go viral, because it doesn't stop here. There are a lot of people that are going through this thing. There are a lot of victims that have been raped and molested, like I said. Please share this live. Please tell somebody to look at this live, because this stuff is real. Do you understand me? People are hurting. People are dying out here, not knowing who they are, not knowing who are they going to become because of what done happened when they was a kid. And they've carried this stuff on. People have killed themselves because they couldn't deal with the pressure, because they couldn't deal with what they have had to endure. You never know. You never know. I promise you. So guys, like I say, parents, be your children's friend. Do you understand me? Make your children think. If you are a mother, make them a woman. That nothing can hurt you, that you are the protector of all things, so they can feel comfortable enough to tell you whatever they need to tell you. If you are a father, an uncle, make them feel like you are Superman. Ain't nothing gonna hurt me, baby. I'm like, I don't have kryptonite. Ain't nothing can hurt me. Ain't nobody gonna hurt me. Be a safe haven. Be a safe haven. It does. It takes more. Forget a village. Listen, it takes nations to raise children sometimes. Do you understand me? Like I say, even if you are a parent and you got mother and father in the same household, yeah. All this touch each other. Oh, don't touch my MFing child. Don't say nothing out the way to my child. Don't fuss at my child. What you doing talking about a child behind their back? Because if I come and tell you that your child has confide in me about something, and I come and let you know so you can talk to them, and you go ahead and you get the wrong concept, you take this thing all out of proportion, and now you going back to this child in the wrong way. And now guess what happened? When there's certain things that these children come and tell me, and that my nieces and stuff come and tell me, certain things, if it's not, like I say, if they have not been hurt, if they're not have been, something not seriously going on, I know they just want to confine me in certain things, depending on what it is, I will go tell their parents. I will. But I'll tell them, like, listen, don't tell them. If you're going to say something to them, ease them up on it. I don't like if I come and tell you something, you just go and shoot to them and, oh, well, such and such told me this. Like, now, if you take that only person that they're, that they have to confide in, and they feel like I betrayed their trust, who do they go to then? Learn how to approach your kids. Learn how to deal with certain matters in certain ways. Learn. Listen, I already know sense is not common to everybody. Sense is not common sometimes. People will say, I'm sorry to be, so blunt and sound so, mean with it, but people say have common sense. It's not common. Sense is not common to everybody. I'm sorry. It's not. And you ready, baby? Listen, I don't know if you are somebody and you are on this live and and you want to say something, if you want to call in and you want somebody to hear your story or something, listen, I don't know. But learn how to be your children's friend. But let them know that there's a line that can't be crossed. Oh, my kids know that I'm your friend. Like I said, I used to live like that. Oh, I'm not your friend. You're not going to try me. You know, that I used to live like that. But I learned. I live. You live and you learn. What works for this household ain't going to work for this household. And vice versa. I learned how to be my children's friend and be a parent at the same time. But they know what line to cross and what line not to cross. I'm telling you. If they get out of line, you gonna know. You'll know. Let's go. Snap them back in. Let's get it. Let's get it. Guys, I see other people that's joining in, guys. I'm talking about surviving, molestation. I'm talking about how I was raped and abused on every end growing up. No, I'm not trying to be a victim. I am not a victim anymore. I will not be a victim of my circumstances. And like I say, there was a YouTuber. There's a YouTuber by the name of Brian Vlasic. And he started because he has a child that has Down syndrome. A boy, he's amazing. Like I said, nothing's coincidental. Nothing to me. And I just so happened to meet one lady on the YouTube chat. And I watched one of her videos, which detoured me to his chat. And what they're trying to start is this move called all humans have struggle. I think it's, what is it? All humans struggle. I'm sorry. All humans struggle. And he's sitting there. He has this amazing young little boy, like 1 year old. And he's talking about how this little boy he has Down syndrome. And he was saying that his child is a child first. His child is not, what did he say? Because I don't want to say it wrong. He was saying his child is a child first. And his child is a child just happen to have Down syndrome. Basically, Down syndrome doesn't have him. He's not going to justify his son just, okay, yeah, this, that going on. No. He say he's not going to be living, in this struggle. He's not going to allow that to define him. He's not going to allow that to define his child or his family. And I'm like that. And this is what has given me, the another oomph to speak about this and to say something about it. Because I'm not going to be a victim. I'm not standing to be a victim anymore. I'm not standing to be a victim of my circumstances. I'm not going to struggle within myself anymore by being a victim of somebody molesting me and doing all this and that. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to live in fear anymore. Because fear will cause stagnation in one place and it will venture off into something else. Do you understand me? This is what fear does. Fear grips you and it keeps you in one place. Yes, I was molested in this area, in this place, in this time, day, and age. But guess what? It carried me. It caused fear to grip me in this area of my life and in this area, in this area. And now I'm afraid to live. I'm afraid to allow my children to live because I've been a victim. Now I'm afraid that my kids going to be a victim. Do you understand me? This is a trickle-down effect. This thing doesn't just stop here. And I mean, like I said, I can't believe, I just thank God for giving me the strength to come on here and say this. This is something that I am 39 years old. This is something that I wanted to carry to my grave that my children didn't know about. Do you understand me? Family members didn't know about. But the Lord had to tell me is enough is enough. It's time for you to open your mouth and tell the world what goes on, what went on with you. Hello?
Hello.
Hi guys. This is the young lady who I said that's in my live, who I met today, just commenting through YouTube, and she gave me, I don't want to show you guys her number. Yes, and she wanted me to call her live and put it on speaker. How are you?
My bad. I wasn't ready. The only reason for the fact is like my name is all highlighted in your chat, so people gonna know my name already in your chat.
No, it's not on there. I didn't call out your name, and it's not showing, so people don't know who you are.
But I see my name highlighted. That's the only reason why I'm like not ready right now.
No, I
Because
have
I do want to
people.
share.
Listen, I took you off speaker. I have people. The names are highlighted. When you send messages, they'll highlight to you. Like whoever is sending messages, I can see that they're like that. Is her name highlighted on there? It's not highlighted. It's only no. It's because you're sending a message. It's highlighted to you. It's not highlighted to me. If you send somebody a message in a live and you're adding their name, it's gonna send a message. It's gonna highlight to let you know. It's gonna indicate you that okay, this person is talking to you, and you know. So yes, is her name highlighted on here? Because my daughter is looking at the chat now and it's not being highlighted. But I took you off speaker. But I mean, if you don't want to talk now, that's okay. You want to talk privately, I'll do that. Okay. Before you speak, do you want me to put you on live, or do you? I mean, on speaker, or you want me to leave it as this? What do you mean if it's private? No, the chat is going live now. But if you don't want the people to hear your conversation, I want hear it. But people don't see that who this person is calling. They don't see that. And my daughter is actually showing me. Hold on, baby. Oh no no no, that's fine. Oh no, we didn't even hear all of that. We didn't hear that. So okay, so no problem. It's not. It is private. Your name is not up. But again, I mean, you give me the say so. You tell me if it's okay because I don't want to. So, what you wanted me to put it on speaker or no? Okay, okay, no problem. I'm gonna put you on speaker now. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Hello, Chad. How's everybody doing? Um,
Thumbs
it's
up, guys, if you can hear
different
her.
for me. Um, I was just feeling this stream like a whole lot. I was relating to the stream a whole lot, and I relate to the stream a whole lot. But it is different for me. It's probably not unheard of, but I'm in a situation in my life I've never been in before. And, when you hear about a lot of people going through, like, such sexual abuse and whatnot, it's normally, like, younger in your life.
Mm-hmm.
My uncles, my dad, second uncles, aunties, whatever. Um, but this conversation hit me really, really hard. And it still hits me hard because I'm really trying to figure out how to bring myself in this situation on the topic tonight. But I feel like I need to. I don't have a lot of friends. I work a lot, blah, blah, blah. And it's hard to talk to someone about my situation. And I feel it might be a little bit easier to talk to someone about it that doesn't know me at all.
Exactly.
So, with that said, we've been talking about a lot of sexual abuse and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Never experienced it before, and still trying to cope and bring myself. I don't want to say it, but at the same time, I got to this point where I'm on YouTube on a live stream. I just met her today. She just said it. We just met today. Just kicking it in somebody else's stream or whatnot, but everything happens for a reason or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy to say. And I don't want to say it.
If you're not feeling comfortable with saying it, I don't want to force you to say it because I want it to be on your own time. I want you to feel comfortable with what you're trying to release. If you want to do this off camera, I'll be most definitely a closed ear to where it won't get out to anyone else. I will do that for you. You already have my number, and this could be discreet. If you're not ready to release this, you don't have to. I want you to be as comfortable as possible with what you're going to say. Well, you're a little muzzled. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's better.
Okay. And I do appreciate your offer.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I kind of want to hear what random people think.
Mm-hmm.
I like that your stream is not so full with people that I feel comfortable enough discussing this with you.
Yes.
But do you feel comfortable like deleting your live stream, or do you want to start another live stream so you don't have to delete this live stream? I just don't want this lingering on to where people are going to listen after the fact and get kind of like connected or drag out. It's not much embarrassing to me.
So let me take you off speaker. Okay, what I want to do is I'm most definitely going to connect, because what I want to do, this live stream, this was ordained by God. So because the Lord told me to make this live, I do want this live to continue to go on, and I don't want to delete it, but I do want to respect your wishes. So like I say, if you do want to talk, I don't want to feel like you're being forced, you know what I'm saying, to say, what you want to say. I don't want you to be forced at all to speak if you're not ready to speak, because I don't want you to regret the things that you're going to say. You understand me? Before I started this live, before I cut this camera on, I cried and I cried and I cried and I shook and I cried some more. And I had to get myself together before this live came on. Yes, I cried for days. I told you that the Lord has been telling me to do this live since Christmas Eve. Since Christmas Eve, I've been repenting all the way up until today, because he constantly is telling me, now is the time. Now is the time. He's sending people in my path. He's sending things and everything in my path. And I had no choice but to be obedient. So I feel like this live has to stay up so it can reach more people that's going through what I've been through and that are afraid to say something. Because it's not going to just stop here. No, that's fine. That's totally fine. That's why I said, if you're not comfortable with saying what you want to say, don't say it. Like I say, you have my number. And I thank you for even reaching out and doing what you're doing now. But you have my number. You could call me anytime. Like I say, if it's not too late for you when this live goes off, I'll be willing to talk to you. I'll be willing to hear you out. And I am a safe haven when it comes down to people and their information. I don't go out and I don't disclose what's going on. If my friends and other people come and confide in me, that's not what I do. That's not what I'm about. Now, like I said, with my nieces now, if I feel like something is going on, I will go and confide in their parents, and I'll let them know what's going on with them. But when it comes down to an adult or something, of the sort, I don't do that. So I really don't want you to say anything if you're not comfortable with it. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. Exactly. And I mean, I totally get you. Like I said, before I did this, that's why I didn't call any names. And even though I said my aunt and this and that and this happened, it's not my aunt's fault. And like you say, you don't want anything. It's just a huge thing. It could go either way. And I don't want to say too much on live, like responding to what you're saying, because I don't want things to get out there. But I totally understand where you're coming from with this. I really do. I promise you, I was the same way. That was another reason why I was hesitant to do this live, because I was in the same boat that you were in, that you are in at this point. So, do you want me to put you on speaker, or you just want to wait? Because you're gonna have to stand up and you're gonna have to face this stuff. And I'm not telling you this so you can put your story out there at this point. I'm telling you this because you're gonna have to be free from it. We hold ourselves in bondage when we don't want to open up. It's like we're protecting those who have wronged us. You get me? So now we have to be heard, and we have to carry this stuff all these years and all this time, and we have to relive this stuff and rethink this stuff. And why? Our hurt, the people who hurt us and do us wrong and do whatever, they're out there living their lives. They're probably doing it to somebody else or somebody else's child, and you never know. This is another reason why I want this live up, because there are parents and guardians and stuff that's out there that needs to hear stuff like this. These same people that have moved on, I'm quite sure they're boyfriends to somebody else. They're wow, wow, wow. And it's on your part or their part, any part for that matter. So I would say, like I say, the ball is in your court. If you want me, to put it on speaker, and you're not comfortable, and I can do another live. With with this one I can't. That's why I'm saying what I'll do is I can start another live probably tomorrow, and I can do that. And if you want to tell your story, then you could tell your story then as anonymous. You get me? Is that okay with you? No, that's fine. Like I say, I know that there are gonna be more stories and more testimonies, like yours, and yeah, it's gonna be all over the place. I already know. So I will feel best if you do that. I will feel best if you, because I have actually someone else who wanted to do. She's saying two more ladies want to come and say something else as well. But I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna write them because they have just DM. She's talking to them now, and um, on the Instagram DM. So what I will have you to do is, it'll be some mishmack and things going on, and I'll have the other ladies to call in because they're listening to me as well, and I'll go ahead and, you know, give you that freedom. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So I'm gonna let you know you can call me whenever I shoot you a text to let you know when I'm going to go live tomorrow, and you could go ahead and tell your stories along with the other young ladies. But like I say, I want you to feel safe in whatever whatever you're going to say. I want you to feel comfortable, and I want you to feel safe. And I want the other people, to be protected, whomever, whatever the case may be. But yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, yes, ma'am. And I appreciate you calling in and you reaching out, but I guarantee you your story will help someone and you will free yourself. I'll talk to you off camera. I will. 'Cause I want to make sure you're okay, and yeah. Wow. No problem. No. Oh, thank you so much. You are such a sweetheart. I'm so glad that I, got in touch with you and you called in and I met you today. And I really appreciate you. I appreciate you for wanting to even tell your story. So, yeah. Listen, the Lord just the same thing that the Lord told me. He's saying the same thing to you. Now is the time. Now is the time. Enough is enough. I don't know what it is. That's why I said I don't even know what it is. You haven't even told me anything, but the Lord is telling you enough is enough. Now is the time. Whatever that means to you, wherever this is reaching you out in your life, it's time to deal with it. Wow. Yeah. Yes, ma'am, we will. Thank you so much again for calling. Of course, I am now. You're welcome, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Okay, bye-bye. Save one of them, please. Guys, again, like I said, I'm trying to be as obedient as I can to God. You don't know who this stuff is reaching to. You don't know who has a testimony, who wants to speak out, who wants to say something, because it's real. It's most definitely real. These people are holding into stuff, and we have to deal with this stuff in silence. And it hurts you. It hurts you even more. It does more damage. It causes you not to trust. Like I said earlier, I wore hurt, bitterness, anger, victim. I wore all this on my face, all this on my clothes, all this on myself for years. Walk around with this saying nothing, burning up on the inside. And like I say, some of these people to this day, like I said, the man who I told y'all, one of them that was molesting me when I was young, when I saw him, when he did it to me, when he put that gun out on me, he did what he did in the car that day, and I told that man he was going to have to kill me. I saw that man again. That's the man I was telling y'all that I saw again in the hole over there where we stayed at, over there trying to buy drugs. And I went over there. I don't know what happened. When I tell you something came over me immediately. Immediately when I saw that man. And I went to the man, the boy that was in the hole, the gunman at the time. And I know if you're a gunman, if you know about the dope world, and if you stayed in those, those type of environments, yeah. They had to literally grab me because I went over there and I got that gun and I literally tried to take that man's life. I did. But they had to literally grab me because they found out what I was about to do. So I'm telling you guys, stay diligent. Keep your eyes open. Be visual. Talk to your kids. If you got nieces and nephews, grandchildren, whatever it is, talk to them. Be a safe haven for them. Love on them. Make them feel comfortable with coming to tell you anything. You can save their life by sitting there and just listening. You can save their life. You can. Even adult, be a friend to someone. Be an ear that'll hear and be a closed mouth at the same time. Listen, if you do have people, if it's not detrimental, I can't even say the word. If you know these people are not going to kill themselves and they're not telling you, oh, I'm going to hurt this myself and I'm finna do this and I'm finna do that. If you know, once they're telling you something and you know that, you know what I'm saying, it's out of your hands and it's out of your reach. If you feel like you reaching out to somebody else will help that person, you do so. But when these people come to you with confidence, keep your mouth closed. I don't care if they come and tell you, I did this and I did that and I did. Keep your mouth closed. Let these people confide in you. And trust God enough to know that everything will smooth out. Everything will be okay. Everything will fall into place. We have to be a safe haven to somebody somewhere. We have to know. We have to. I promise you. Like I say, I will not be a victim of my circumstance anymore. I will not live in shame anymore. I will not live in fear anymore. I will not live in defeat anymore. I will not be a victim to say, okay, just because I was molested, back then, and just because I did this and this happened, that will not be my life at this point from here on out. Because as I'm speaking to you, I'm being free myself. This is freeing me. I cried out for years. Listen, I've been at one church for over 15 years. I'm a bearer to my pastor, and I've been prayed for, lay hands on, rolled around. They say, demons coming out, going up, doing this and that. Guess what? I still went home with these same hurts, these same fears. In the presence of God, there is fullness of joy. You're absolutely right. In the presence of God, you don't feel no hurt. You don't feel no pain. You're on cloud 9. Everything is all hunky-dory. Everything is all peaches and cream. But what happens when you're not in the front of that pulpit? What happens when you're not in the front of that pastor with your hands raised? And you're not in the front of somebody with your hands raised, crying out, saying, deliver me, God. What happens then? When you're by yourself, when you're in them dark places, and not even a dark place physically, in a dark place within your mind. Because we done held on to stuff for so long. When you're in that dark place and you can't see your way out, you can't see, your left from your right, what happens then? When you're alone at home, wherever you are, when you're in a room with full of a bunch of people, but you're still feeling. When you're laying next to your babe, your boo, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever you want to call it, and you're still feeling alone. You're still feeling scared. You're still feeling hurt. You're still feeling ashamed. I don't care how beautiful people say you look. I don't care how people going to excuse me. I don't care how much people say, yeah, it's going to be okay. This stuff is real. The struggle is real. As Brian said, guess what? Hashtag all human struggle. I struggle within myself for years. Do you understand me? For years, I've struggled within myself. But if I hadn't broke this silence, I don't care if this video reaches one person. That's what this video was for. Do you understand me? I don't care. If this save one life, or this gets somebody free within their mind, if this gets something off of somebody conscious from this video, if this gets somebody delivered from something, I don't care. God, if it's 3 people, I don't care. As long as it reaches somebody. Do you understand me? I'm telling you, we got to get real. We have to be each other's protectors. We have to be each other's backbones. We have to. Because if we don't, who is? Who? Like I say, these people are grown. I'm grown. I'm not a kid. But for a grown person to be walking around with this same hurt and pain with something that done happened to me 20 some years ago, over 30 years ago. Like I said, this molestation has been happening to me since I was a kid. Before I was even in school. I remember being touched. I remember this girl having me and somebody else to do something to them, to her, and this and that. I remember this, a family member. Oh, and this story, I know I've never told anyone. I've never told my mama, my daddy, I've never told anyone. So guess what? If I remember that person who was in the room with me and had to endure the same thing, they remember. I don't know if they have told anyone. I don't know if they've been living in silence, but guess what? Whether we want to ignore it or not, it happened. It happened. As I got older, my other family member that was in the room with that guy, and that guy had us doing all that stuff, and he was doing whatever, guess what? Whether she told anyone, I'm not releasing names, but like I say, whether she told anyone or not, it happened. Just because you don't say something, that don't mean it didn't happen. Some things you can't sweep up under the rug. And if you do sweep it up on the rug, guess what? The more you sweep up under that rug, if you ever saw power when your mama said, go sweep that rug, go clean up. You lift that trash, you lift that rug up, and you sweeping stuff under it. You sweeping all type of filth, dirt, secrets, hurt, pain, shame. This is what you sweeping up under the rug. And guess what? Sooner or later, that road, that carpet is not going to be smooth anymore. You're going to start, every time you walk over that little pattern, because all that stuff that's been piling up on that rug, now you have a lump. So now, your pathway is not even straight anymore. You're going to trip over all that stuff. You're going to start tripping over when you walk in that same path, because when this stuff happens, it keeps you in a mindset of bondage state. I'm telling you. It keeps you in a state of bondage somewhere. It keeps you in a state of fear. And fear will keep you stagnated in a lot of areas in your life. I promise you. Being a victim of molestation for years, I know it. I know people personally, like I said, who has been molested, who is dealing with this stuff as of now. It can't get over it. So again, as we're sweeping this stuff up on this rug, and this stuff is piling up, this rug is getting higher and higher, and as you continue to walk over, you no longer have a straight path. You no longer have a smooth rug or a surface to walk on. All that hurt and that pain and that stuff, it's going to keep adding up, and it's going to keep piling up. So when you walk in that path, guess what? You're going to start tripping over it. You're going to start fumbling over them lies. You're going to start fumbling over them fears. You're going to start fumbling over them hurts, and you're going to start falling. Because why? You're holding this stuff in too long. As God is saying, now is the time. Release this stuff. Hashtag all humans struggle. Wake up. All of us hurt. All of us have been hurt. All of us struggle or are struggling in some point of time. I promise you. I promise you. When are we going to pull that rug back? When are we going to pull out all that junk and all that mess that we've been sticking up under this rug and we've been having laying dormant within ourselves and in our spirits? When? When are we going to pull out the fear? When are we going to pull out the hurt? When are we going to pull out us being victims? Us being ashamed of what happened to us or what we've done? When? When are we going to get over that hurdle to say, I don't care what people think about me? I'm going to allow my voice to be heard. When? Listen, I don't know who is watching, but the Lord says now is the time. Open your mouth and speak what has been done to you. I'm not saying you have to say it to me. You got to say it on this live. You ain't got to call me. Go to God with it. I know I've been praying for years to get delivered from this stuff. I've been praying for years to get these men out of my mind. These men that have raped me and molested me since I've been a kid. These different men, these different spirits that I had to carry all these years. All this hurt and shame and abuse and all this stuff. The emotional hurt, the physical hurt, the mental hurt. When? The Lord says, I have more. I have greater in store for you. You cannot get the greater if you don't deal with this stuff on this level. I cannot take you here if you don't deal with your issues at this level. Because if you can't deal with your issues, you trying to carry all this stuff over, guess what? You're going to keep hitting this wall. You're going to keep hitting this ceiling, and you can never get over that hurdle. If you don't open your mouth, if you don't do something about it, I promise you, when are you going to speak up? When are you going to be an advocate for yourself, for your children, for your families, for your loved ones? When will you be an advocate for someone who can't speak for themselves? When? When? I'm telling y'all, I don't know, but again, the Lord is having me to show this picture again, and again, I'm being obedient. I'm going to blow it up, and I'm going to show you guys this little girl again. Y'all see what this say? If you can see this little girl's face, this is a grown person's hand. This is not her hand. Now I'm grown. When I was this age, when I was young like this, and again, if you can't read this hand, what says across his head, it says, I know you can't speak. This was me as a young child. This was me as an adult. And I had people's muzzling my mouth. I had people with their hand over my mouth saying, you better not say nothing. The ones who was molesting me, the ones who was touching me, the ones who was doing all this. Yes. But as I got older, I muzzled my own self. I muzzled my own mouth. Don't be this little girl in this picture. I don't care how old you are. Do not be this little girl in this picture and muzzling yourself. Some things are not meant to be taken to your grave. The Lord said that there is nothing new up under the sun. Because if it happened to you, that means it happens to you. It doesn't happen to her. It doesn't happen to him. It doesn't happen to somebody at some point. But if no one speaks up, how do people know? How would the awareness get out there? How would people know? How would people know the signs? How would people know how to get delivered? How? How would people know how to get over these things if no one is speaking up? If no one is breaking the silence? How would they know? Yes, I done went to God. I done cried. I done asked God to deliver me. I done got prayed for. I done got delivered. But guess what? The tears still flow at night. The pain is still there every time I think of it. If you got to continue to cry about some things, that means you're not over it. If you have to continue to cry every time you got to tell a story, that's why I thank God that God gave me the strength. I've cried for years about these same situations, and this is not even a half of what took place with me as a child, even growing up. This is just a tip. Like I said, when are you going to open your mouth? When are you going to speak up? When are you going to say something? When will you be an advocate for your children? When will you be an advocate for your friends? When will you advocate for yourself? You can't do anything for somebody else until you do it for yourself. Do you understand me? You can't love anybody else, and I don't know who I'm speaking to, but the Lord had to tell me this a long time ago. I told the Lord in my mind, in prayer, I said, God, I love you. It's a lady didn't know what I said because I said it in my mind. That lady came and tapped me on my shoulder, whispered in my ear, and said, the Lord said you have to first love yourself. So I told the Lord I love him, and he sent someone to tell me, the Lord said you can't love me until you love yourself. You have to love yourself first. You can't speak up for anybody else until you break the silence for yourself. Until you speak up for yourself, until you advocate for yourself, You can't do it for anyone else. Until you have enough strength for yourself, you can't have strength for someone else. Strengthen yourself, okay? Because there are people out there that needs to hear you. There are people out there that needs to hear your testimony. You are their mouths. You are their gateways. Allow yourself to be used. Guys, listen. I don't know how long this live is going on, but I just want to thank y'all. I appreciate y'all, and I pray that this message, this video, it goes on and on. Continue to share this video every day. Put it on your live till it catch hold like wildfire. Because somebody needs to hear this, guys. It's a lot of people that's dealing with a lot of things. And I know some of them personally, but they can't tell anyone else. But because they entrusted me with what goes on, I can't say anything to anyone else. I'm bound to what they've told me. And that's okay. But I know I can speak up and tell my story. I can't say what you want to say. I mean, what's going on with you and what went on with you. But I can say what went on with me. I can open my mouth finally and tell you how this man raped me. And how this other man raped me. And how this man came back and raped me again. And how I was molested when I was a kid. I could come and finally say that. I thought, like I said, I'm 39 now. I thought I would take this to my grave. And I'm not saying this because I don't want anyone to feel sorry for me. I don't want anyone to look at me as a victim. Poor me, why me? No. This video, me open up my mouth, has gave me strength. Guys, y'all help this video to go viral. Push this video every day throughout the day. Push it on your live stream. Push it on your feed. Push it on your feed. If you got Facebook, Instagram, social media, whatever it is, get this video out there so the awareness can be there. So it can help that child that's probably being molested at this point. While we're speaking, while we're on this live now. God forbid, but there's someone somewhere being molested. It sounds harsh, but it's the truth. And this is one of the things that the Lord was showing me when he told me on Christmas Eve, now is the time. Soon as I opened my eyes, when that man told me, when I heard him say, now is the time, and I bucked up and I just cried, God, I can't do it. I cannot. I can't say these things. This is something I haven't even released to my family. I got my kids here. I got my children here that don't even know this stuff about me. You telling me to make a video? What? And he had to remind me the children that was out there that couldn't take up for themselves. The people that are dealing with this stuff that can't tell anyone. That even as we're having this conversation, someone is being, some things is happening. And I cover them even now. God, I cause you to put a conviction on these molesters. On these people who will come up against these children. And who will prey on these children. God, and I put a hedge of protection around these kids even now. I plead the blood of Jesus from the crown of their head to the soles of their feet. God, and I decree that they shall live and not die and declare the works of you. God, cover them. God, place a hedge of protection around them even now. God, called that man and that woman who's doing the wrong to these children, doing the wrong to these people, cause them to be caught. In the name of Jesus, cause them to be caught. I even speak that their minds will be covered. These children and these people and these victims that have been molested and have been done wrong, I even cause their minds to be covered even now. And we just shield and protect them. And that's all we can do, guys, until we open up our mouth. I do believe, I am a firm believer in prayer. Do you understand me? I am a firm believer in prayer. Be careful what you speak out there. And when you're speaking your words, when you're speaking your prayer, be intentional about it. Be intentional. So you can see these prayers and these things come to pass. Everything that's in you, your mind, your heart, whatever comes out of your mouth, allow them to line up so you can see these manifestations take place. So you can see this stuff happening. So you can start seeing change. Allow everything to line up. Start meditating. Start doing what you have to do in order to get on that path to where you see yourself out of what you're going through, out of what you've been through, out of being a victim. So you see yourself out of these situations. I speak that you will no longer live in fear. I speak that you will no longer be muzzled. God, I take the muzzle off of their mouths even now. And God, I cause you to allow them to speak. Loose their tongues even now. Allow them to speak so they will be free to say what needs to be said so it can help deliver someone else. I even speak healing over them even now in the name of Jesus. God, I cause their mind to be healed. God, regulate every thought process. Listen, y'all have no idea how deep this thing goes. You have no idea. I started this live. God has given me a name, but I can't even say it. I started this live just opening up to let y'all know that I'm being obedient to God, to tell y'all how I was molested continuously as a young age. All the way up into my teenage years. That had guns pulled on me to do sexual acts on men. Like I say, this is stuff that I've never told anyone. So I know this got to be ordained by God for me to sit here and be talking and saying this to people I don't even know. I don't know how far this video is going to go. I don't know who's going to see this video. But I guarantee you, it doesn't stop here. I even speak the peace of God over you even now. I speak, no, you will not go crazy. You are not going crazy. You will not kill yourself. I speak encouragement even now to those moms and those parents and those people that want to give up because of them being victims, because of stuff that done happened to them, and they feeling like they can't take it anymore, because they feel like the load is heavy. I speak strength even now. I speak the peace of God over your mind, over your life, over your spirit even now. Guys, I'm telling you, this stuff it goes deeper. It's deeper. I'm telling you guys, it's a spiritual thing. I promise you, it's a spiritual thing. Guys, listen. We got to learn how to pray. We have to learn. I don't care if you just say, Jesus, help me. Jesus, protect me. We have to learn how to pray. Do you understand me? Prayer will change things. Prayer will change your circumstances. Do you understand me? I don't know who I'm speaking to. I don't know who on these lives, but prayer will change your circumstances. Don't pray and continue to do the same thing over and over that you've been doing. Pray. Change your mindset. Allow your mindset to be reformed and transformed. And detour. Do you understand me? Go another way. Try new things. Try new ways. You cannot keep going down the same path and think. Listen, you cannot keep going down the same path thinking you're going to get a different result. You cannot keep going down the same path thinking you're going to get a different result. Do you understand me? The struggle is real. Everything is spiritual before it gets to the natural. Do you understand me? Whether you believe in God or not, whether you believe in the spiritual things or not, everything is spiritual. Everything happens in the spirit before the natural. We are more spirit beings than we are humans. Again, whatever God you believe in, whatever you believe in, whomever you believe in. When you transform your mind, it'll transform your heart. It'll cause you to do some different things. Again, if you're going to pray and do the same thing you've been doing and going down the same thing, path you've been going down, what's the reason for praying? What's the reason for praying? No, things don't happen all the time. We put it in our mindset to, well, oh, I know it's a struggle. I know it's a struggle. You ever woke up in the morning or whenever you be like, God, I just feel it's going to be a bad day. I just feel like people going to get on my last nerve. Guess what? When you're in a negative, everything is lining up at that appointed time. I promise you. And everything that you say is going to go wrong, I guarantee you it goes wrong. You know why? Because the negative is so easy to grab a hold of and just walk into it. It will draw you like a magnet. Whatever you think, so easy. Whatever you say out of your mouth, and you think that's what's going to happen. Change your mindset. Again, you cannot keep going down that same path. You cannot have that same mindset. You cannot still think the same way and think you're going to get different results. I'm telling you, I've been there for so long, for so many years, for so much. This stuff has stagnated me for years in every area of my life. I'm telling you. Change, guys. Change. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for the people who can't stand up for themselves. Allow the Spirit of God to lead you and guide you to where you need to be at this appointed time. Like I say, I don't believe in coincidence. I don't believe by accident. I believe that everything is intentional. Be intentional when you wake up. Pray and believe that everything that you set your mind to is yours. Pray and believe that that change that you want, that you're looking for, is already there. And just walk it out. Live it out. Speak these things as you shall have them. How you want them to be, how you see them, speak them and walk into it. And watch it come to pass. Watch these things, how they manifest. I promise you. I promise you. They have no choice but to manifest. If God say he is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, what are we? Kings, queens. What are we? What are we? So you feel like we don't have, and stop, listen. I don't know who I'm speaking to, but the Lord says stop running to everyone, telling them your issues, telling them your problems. And stop asking everybody to pray for you. Everybody don't mean you no good. Again, I don't know who I'm speaking to. Everybody does not mean you no good. Everybody that's praying for you, or say they're praying for you, they're not praying for you. Every prayer ain't a good prayer. Every prayer is not a good prayer. Do you understand me? Do you hear me? You have the same authority that I have, that the next, and I'm not saying, listen, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with going to your pastor, your apostles, your friends, your whoever, and say, pray for me. It doesn't matter. I'm not saying don't do that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is be careful who you allow to pray with. Don't allow everybody laying hands on you. Stop telling everybody your business. Do you understand me? Stop asking everybody to pray for you. You have the same authority that the pastor that's on that pulpit. Do you understand me? You have that same authority. You have access to that same throne. That veil was ripped long time ago. Those old ways are done. I don't care how you grew up. I don't care what you grew up in knowing and learning. That's over with. You got the same access, sweetheart. You have the same access. You have the same authority. You pray to the same God. I don't care what God you say you pray to, what God you say you worship, or whatever case may be. Guess what? That one God is listening. How about that one? News check, hot off the press. That one God is listening. And that's the one who's answering them prayers. Lay hands on yourself sometimes. Know how to pray for yourself. Do you understand me? Some people, it is critical in this hour. Again, I don't know who I'm speaking to. It's critical in this hour that you learn how to pray for yourself. The people who you trust and the people who you think that's praying for you, they're not praying. People are praying for your downfall instead of your rising. When you speaking negative over somebody, guess what? Oh, that negativity gonna come right back to you. Guess what that's called, sweetheart? The law of attraction. How about that? Keep opening your mouth speaking negative over people's lives. Keep it up. And you wonder why stuff can't go wrong for you, go right for you. Again, nobody in particular. I'm telling you what the Lord is telling me. Go ahead, keep it up. You wonder why nothing is going good for you? Keep it up. Keep putting your mouth on people. Keep doing wrong by people. You're going to reap what you sow. Whatever you put out there in the atmosphere, you're going to get it back. That I'm telling you, that law of attraction is going to bring it right back. In life, you're going to learn that everything is a 360 turnaround. Everything. Whether you believe that stuff is intentional or not, doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. It doesn't make it not true. Do you understand me? It's going to happen with or without you believing it. I guarantee you. I could put that on anything. You wonder why you keep going through the same cycle over and over and over and over and over. That's why. You have not mastered that situation. You have not jumped over that hurdle that you need to jump over. You still trying to do the same thing and get different results. Impossible. Impossible. And you keep saying, why am I going through the same thing over and over? Why? Relax. Allow your mind to settle. And go from there. I'm telling you. It's going to work. If you see that brick wall in the front of you, who keeps running to a big brick wall when they see it? You see that wall right there. Why you still keep walking into that wall thinking, okay, this wall going to move one day. This wall going to move. No, it's not. Unless you knock it down yourself or you go the other way, detour. Go around the wall. Do something different. That wall ain't going nowhere. Until you get common sense. Okay. Yeah. I ain't getting no different results. I'm not getting the results I need. I'm not getting the results that I'm looking for, that I'm wanting. Let me go ahead and turn around and go somewhere else. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm telling y'all wake up. Open your eyes and know. And like I say, y'all have no idea. Y'all have no idea. I promise you. Like I said, guys, y'all go ahead and y'all do it to our will with this message. Take it wherever you're going to take it at. Do whatever you're going to do with it. I'm just praying that you guys share this video. Share it. Keep sharing it throughout your live feed. Throughout your feed every day. Throughout the day. Because if somebody else needs to hear this message. Somebody else. I'm too private of a person to just want to get on live and say something and not say, okay, well, girl, you ain't hear from God. God didn't tell you to listen. You would have never known. You would have never known. With looking at me and the type of person I am, with the bubbly personality that I have, you would never know that I've been through that. You would never know that that was my struggle. You would never know that that was my life. That was my path at one point in time. That was my past at one point in time. You will never know. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. Y'all have no idea. If y'all don't open up y'all mouth, I'm telling y'all, the Lord says some of you guys are holding up other people's deliverance. Some of you guys are holding up other people their freedom. If you don't open your mouth, you are assigned to different people. Everybody else is assigned to somebody. Yes, God really don't need you. He uses you. He uses us, but he don't need us. Let's get that straight. He doesn't need us. But he uses us to get certain points across and do some things, to cause some things to happen. He puts you in the path of other people. So, yeah, maybe you're the only person at that time that person is going to listen to. Maybe you're that one that needs to help get this person delivered. God says now is the time. Open your mouth and say something. Open your mouth. It took a lot of guts, courage, trembling, shaking. I don't know if y'all knew, but when I started this live, like I say, I was in here, I'm crying, I'm shaking so bad. I didn't want to do it. But I knew if I hadn't yielded to God, with him telling me this every day consecutively and showing me this, showing me that, I was doing a video with my son, my 9-year-old son, making hot chocolate for Christmas. My son making hot chocolate and start prophesying from out of nowhere. How do you make hot chocolate and just start talking about people covering people and you not protecting people? And I'm just like, what? I'm like, what you talking about, Willis? This boy have no idea what he's saying. He's sitting here trying to give advice about making chocolate, hot chocolate, and this and that, and this, and I didn't even release the video. I was too ashamed because I know what the Lord was doing. I knew what the Lord was doing. It hit me so hard within my spirit when that boy opened up his mouth. This boy sitting, this 9-year-old is sitting here making hot chocolate, and he's sitting here talking about protecting people and protecting this and doing, and I'm like, really, God? So because I'm not going to do it, you going to make him just be out of the mouth of babes? You never know who God is going to use. If he used a donkey back in the day, who are we? God will use anybody to speak to us. Do you understand me? Anybody. If you don't get that message across, he's going to use somebody else. But you never know. If you were the one that was supposed to get that message across and you don't open your mouth, that's something that you're going to have to deal with. When the Lord kept telling me to say what he was telling me to say from Christmas Eve up until now, like I say, I haven't repented for so long. I haven't cried for so long. I'm telling you, I have been convicted since then. I don't want no blood to be on my hands. I don't want nothing to be on my hands, no guilt, no nothing. So if me coming out with my truth and my life, just a snippet of it, if it's going to help somebody, it can help thousands, millions, hey, I'm going to do that. I had to be obedient. I'm sorry. I don't want to get whipped with stripes. I don't want to keep being convicted and feeling bad about this and knowing that if I would have opened my mouth, who this could have saved or who could have been saved or this and that. I don't want that on my conscience anymore. I don't want it. Like I said, all I had to do, all I did was cry and pray and cover people. That's it. Because if he's telling you to do it, if he's unctioning you to open your mouth and say something is going to break somewhere. Do you understand me? Somebody is ready to get free from something. Whether it's you or somebody else, somebody is ready to be free. I'm telling you, you have to yield to the voice of God. That one voice, that little soft voice. Oh yeah, I knew I should have followed my first mind. Something told me that. That's the Spirit of the Lord telling you that. Obey. Listen. Open up your mouth and do what you know you need to be doing. Say what you know you need to be saying. It can save someone's life. Guys, there's even testimonies on that, but I'm not going to get into that. It can save someone else's life. If you open your mouth, you have no idea. Some of you needs to be somewhere speaking to nations by now. But because you won't be obedient and open your mouth and yield, you know how many people are waiting to hear what you've been through? You know how many people are waiting and need to hear? Not even want to hear, need to hear. I'm telling you, I mean, I don't know. Take it and do with it as you will. Again, I don't know who's in these chats. I don't know who's in these lives. I see numbers, but I'm not seeing any messages. So take it and do as you will. I'm just saying what the Lord has been telling me to say, and that's it. And guys, tomorrow I do have like 3 to 4 people that has reached out to me and DM me during this live and want to speak, and I did let them know that I was going to go ahead and do a live tomorrow because they do want to get their story out there. And guys, these people are from all walks of life, from all over. Like I said, I'm about 500 strong on YouTube as far as my family base. And there's people from everywhere. I have people that is from Argentina, from Philly, from Texas, from the UK. People are all over that has been chiming in, telling me where they're from in my lives, and when we're talking and chatting, people are from everywhere. So this is not only just happening here where I'm at. This is happening everywhere. Everywhere. And guess what? There's somebody and there's other people that's worse off than me that has been through worse than I have. That has been through worse than what you have been through. Worse than what you have been through. But it takes one person. Or it takes a couple of people to open up their mouth and say, listen, I understand. I know what you're going through. I've been there. It's going to be okay. Darkness is not going to linger over you always. This trouble is not going to last always. This too shall pass. Do you understand me? This too shall pass. All right, guys. I just want to say that I love you. I appreciate you guys for chiming in so long. I don't know how long I've been on this thing, but guys, listen. Please. Let this video, get this video to go viral. Share this video on your timelines. Share it on your social medias. Please let people know there are people that are out here that needs to hear this message. Please help this video to go viral. Share it with a friend and know a friend and know a friend that can tell another friend. Please. Not for me, not for nothing about no YouTube. It's to get people delivered. It's to get people saved. It's to get people to just to save their own minds, for their own sanity, to help them get out of these situations that they're in. Please help these people. Especially if you have kids and you have family members and you have friends, whomever it is, please open your mouth, say something to them, make them feel comfortable. Be that safe haven. Be that advocate. Be that voice for these people. Be that voice for yourself. And again, guys, I just want to thank you guys for staying and rocking with me this long. I just want to say that I love you guys. I appreciate you so, so, so much. And I love you. And I just want to let you know that the Lord loves you. And the Lord said that you are the apple of his eye. And this too shall pass. Again, I don't know who he's talking to, but this too shall pass, woman of God. This will not last always. I promise you. This issue, this stuff that has been lingering, this stuff that you have been dealing with in silence for so long, it will pass. Okay. I love you guys. And I will see you in my next video tomorrow. Bye. Guys, I am going to continue to pray for you. I thank y'all for the new friends and everything. And yep. But like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell and share again. Let a friend know a friend and know a friend and tell a friend. Let them know what your girl is doing over here. I love you. Bye. I see somebody. Good night, y'all. Thank y'all for staying for so long. I appreciate you guys. Good night. Guys, it is what? It's 2:11 in the morning over here. But and I had other videos I had to do. I done set up 2 things for some mukbangs, some video. Guys, when the Lord is speaking, it's time to do. That's it. Everything stops. That's it. Love y'all. Good night.